Hey guys, thanks for listening to On Our Heads. Listen, I've seen a lot of guys have been sharing our content and posting our links onto their wall, so we really appreciate that. The message is getting out there. If you're not a person who likes to share, please share. Just share the link, and that really helps us. Also, Joe and I have been talking about doing some advertising. So, like, say you wanted to advertise with us or sponsor us, right now, this is where we would put the ad. We would talk about your product or your services right here, right now. And then every time Joe and I post a link to the show or post a goofy picture about the show, we would talk about your ad in that as well.
Yes, that's what we'll do.
Right?
Yeah. So
for a low fee of $17,000
an hour. So that's not too bad.
No, it isn't if you think about it.
Not too bad. Did you say where they could listen to us at?
I did not, Joe. Where can they find us? What's the best way?
Our favorite way is the Laughable app for iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, please go to laughable.com/download. You can listen to our podcast, and you can subscribe to it there. You can also subscribe to mine and Mike's individual pages on there to listen to all podcasts that we've been on or any new ones that pop up that we will be on. And you can see other comedians' podcasts. It's the best place for comedy podcasts. It's not available on Android yet, so if you have an Android device, you could also download the iHeartRadio app for both iPhone and Android. That's also a good place to listen to us, or just on iTunes. So that's that. And we had a lot of topics today. We talked about my little short vacation to see my grandma in Florida. We talked about
my struggle with feeling a part of in the comedy world.
Mike's struggle with feeling a part of in the comedy world, and
specials.
We talked about comedy specials, and whether there's too many comedy specials out there or not, and that's that.
And Facebook bashing and comedians, people just talking shit.
Yeah, people that pile on other people's misfortune,
or just talking shit in general without any experience behind them.
Yeah, it was a nice long podcast, so for people that like the long ones, this is for you. For people that don't like them, the fuck's your problem? Giving you free content.
Yeah, there you go.
So check out everybody.
You're listening to All in Our Heads with Joe Fernandez and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
What's up, dude?
Nothing. I'm just watching the Yankee game.
I don't see you on video.
Because I don't have you on video. So
all right, there you go then.
There we are, right? Am I on?
There you
are. Fuck. Anyway, so what's going on, man?
Nothing, man.
Florida?
Back from Florida. Back to dreary New Jersey. Florida was sunny every day. It wasn't even really humid.
Oh, really?
Just on the beach. My grandma cooking. It was like staying at an all-inclusive resort. Portuguese grandma. I wake up, I got chorizo omelets. I mean, when I first get there, she just busts out a tray of pork chops. Rice and beans, like Portuguese pork chops, rice and beans, like everything. And she won't let you stop eating. I had 3 pork chops. I was there.
That's
20 minutes.
That's good.
But they're so good you can't not overeat.
You need a grandma like forcing you to eat so then you don't feel guilty. It's not your fault.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you could shove food down your throat just like it was my grandma. I didn't do it.
Exactly. I mean, it was my last hurrah before, my cardiologist called me last week. He's like, yeah, I got your blood work back and your cholesterol's like really, really bad.
You got to start taking medication?
No, because I was telling him, I've been off the rails a little bit, but
right.
I said I'm going to try and just curb my diet, try and have some sort of normal diet. I'm not going on some crazy diet.
Right.
I was like, I just want to try and be more mindful, and then we'll take a blood test in 6 months and see where I'm at with that.
Right.
Because I don't want to live miserable.
Right.
So if I try and just be good with a little cheat here and there like a normal person, then I don't need medication. So because I've really been off the rails, just like literally like I mean, I don't just do tacos when we go to fucking New York. Like, there's a taco place right by my job. I just, I've been fuck it.
I hear you.
Like, wherever. I'm like, apple crisp, boom. And just, and not even like, oh, let me just try a little. It was just like, I want it all.
Right.
Like, I knew I was off the rails when I started looking at the dessert menu before the food menu and curbing what I get for dinner because I know I'm going to slam that molten cake or...
Yeah, right. No, yeah, you got problems.
I got problems.
Yeah, try. I mean, like I went from when I got my blood work done and my doctor said my cholesterol was high. It wasn't even like an option. He wasn't like, you know what? Let's try 6 months of you eating healthy. He was just like I had already been eating healthy on that diet when I got the blood work done. Like I was already doing well, and then he did my blood work. He's like, your cholesterol's high. Here's some medicine. Like it's like you're not getting the option.
Yeah, he said he'll give me medicine if I want. He wants to do some heart scan to see if there's any, what my heart looks like, if there's any buildup.
Oh, okay.
Where we're at with that, so.
Right.
I'm going to do that. That should give me anxiety for good.
Oh, hell yeah. I got anxiety you just saying heart scan.
Yeah. So you take pills?
I take one cholesterol pill. It's like a 10 milligram statin.
It works?
I don't know. I don't know how you see the results of that.
I take a blood test and see where you're at.
Well, he does my blood work, and it's like, just keep taking your medicine. He hasn't upped my milligrams.
Yeah. I need a pill to help me remember to take a pill. Like, I want to try and not do pills because I don't remember to...
Well, you know what?
I do remember to eat the same thing every morning for some reason. I do remember to make up and fry myself a few eggs. But I remember to throw a pill in.
Like these pills, the statin pill, you got to take at night. I'm only on one, so I take it at... I always take it at 6 o'clock at night. Like when it's 6 o'clock, I just take it.
Yeah.
So because I know it's at night. It's not like I take it tomorrow during the whatever time. It's I take it at 6 o'clock because that's when I'm supposed to take it in the evening. So you'll remember that if you have a time. Right.
Yeah. That's and I'm so fucking go with the moment. I'm so. I literally wake up. I'm just like in another universe until I fall asleep. But
no, I
need my wife to hide it in the peanut butter like the dog. Like kind of put it in like a little peanut butter. I took my pill. Like I didn't even I need her to just give it to me.
No, you would
remember. Piece of cheese.
You would remember if I said your doctors are taking it every night at 8 o'clock. It's like 8 o'clock. It's not like it's 8 o'clock now. What time is it? Oh, it's 8. I take a pill at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Kerry takes her pills every night, like before bed. Mm-hmm. So maybe if I can make it where I do at the same time she does, and then she can remind me, like, yo, it's our pill time.
Listen, man, you can't, and she'll remind me, man. But an adult. Yeah.
I know I'm an adult, but bro, we stopped buying the multivitamins because I forget to take them.
We stopped. Listen to how you even talk. We stopped buying the like. There's like you got a team around you trying to help you live.
Yeah, I do. I got my stepson Nick, who's very into health, and he's like, you should really take fish oil pills. You should do this and all this other shit. And I'm like, I forget to buy them. Never mind, take them. I'm at the grocery store. We get done shopping. I'm like, I should have bought the fucking pills for my memory.
Didn't you buy that one online? Or did you cancel that order?
I canceled it. Because I know I'm not going to take them. Or I'm going to forget to take them, then they expire.
And then you can't send them back.
I can't send them back. I call them like, who we fooling here? Come on.
Yeah. I'm going to forget to cancel the re-up. And you're going to start re-sending me. I'm going to get pills I don't want.
Yeah. I'm just going to have a box of pills that cost me $1,000. Do nothing for me. I gotta get better.
I gotta get better.
I do. But man, I ate like a motherfucker when I was out. I'm like, she's like, I want to take you to my favorite seafood restaurant. Joey, we're getting anything you want. Everybody just order whatever they want. Like she gets mad if you try and pay, like real mad.
Really?
She gets mad if you try to help her clean up the kitchen.
Right.
My wife tried helping her clean up. She's like, you sit down. Like she just. Like, my grandma's a fun-loving person unless you try to help her with anything.
Right.
Like, you're my guest. You're eating, and you're letting me clean up.
Right.
But, yeah, we went out. Got fucking garlic mussel bowl, fucking hush puppies, calamari. I got this wild hogfish I never had before, which is good.
Nice.
It's very, it's my brother who's a big fisherman said, like, if you're in Florida, you got to get the hogfish because it's, like, only down there.
Okay.
It's fresh and fucking.
Was it good? Did you have it broiled or fried? Like,
I had a jerk style done. So it was
really?
a little bit of a spice, but not, like, too much.
Okay.
It was perfect. It's a fish market with the restaurant attached to it. So
that's perfect.
It's like the fish are just coming in, man.
You cannot get fresher. How can you fuck this freshness up?
Yeah.
The water's right there.
Right.
It's like right there. How can you
Dude, I
screw
want
this
to live
up?
down there, man.
Where does she live? What?
She lives in Port St. Lucie. It's about 45 minutes north
At the
of
West Coast
Palm.
or East Coast?
East
The West
Coast.
Coast. Oh, it's East Coast?
Yeah, and she has this nice little ranch house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Isn't that where the Yankees are at?
Yeah, Port St. It's right up the street from her house.
Okay.
Not the Yankees, the Mets.
The Mets are Port St. Lucie?
Yeah, the Yankees are the other coast. They're Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Bro, if the Yankees were in Port St. Lucie, I'd be down there every spring.
Yeah, right.
But the Yankees are 3-hour drive from my grandma's house.
And the Mets are right around the corner. The fucking exciting Mets.
Yeah, I was like, we got to move that shit. We got to swap that shit. But, no, I could totally live down there. Like, retire down there.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's just the house you can get for your money. I mean, there's no work down there, so you got to go down there with your money from working up here all your life.
Right.
Unless you're in Kerrysfield, fucking working with Alzheimer's and dementia, you can't fall without getting a job down there.
Right.
It's all old people.
Right.
But her area is starting to build up. A lot of younger people are coming down there.
Okay.
But it's just beautiful, man. I see palm trees, I get happy. It's just
There's nothing sad about palm trees.
No, she got a mango tree in the backyard, or picking fresh mangoes.
I bet you right now, if there's anybody listening that live on an island, be like, yeah, why don't you come down to my island? Think fucking palm trees are always happy.
Yeah, no, like I told, like Carrie's like, oh, we should live down there. I was like, maybe when we retire, because all my work is up here. And I said every place sucks once you start working every day.
So you're gonna retire as a comedian? Just gonna retire? Like that's it, and just
that's
lay
the
on
place
the
to
beach?
retire as a comedian. If you're, it's fucking cruise ships galore down there. There's one night, dude. There's so much comedy in Florida.
Okay, well, I just wasn't when you said retire. I thought you meant
no, retire from a day job.
Right.
Listen, as an aging comedian, Florida is the spot to be.
Yeah.
There's just work all over the state.
Right.
And then cruise ships.
Yeah, no.
I got offered a gig when I was down there because I tagged that I was going into West Palm, and the guy that had me booked there 2 years ago,
right,
when my father passed and I had to cancel.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, why didn't you tell me you were coming down? I have a Saturday dinner theater, but I already have a headliner." And I'm like, I just thought of it as a vacation. I wasn't thinking about work. And he's like, "You want to come by and do a guest spot?" And I was like, "No, I'm there relaxing at my grandma's. I didn't even bring jeans. I brought just shorts."
Right.
I'm like, I'm not going shopping for pants.
Right.
And
headliner shirt.
I'm doing a guest spot.
Headliner shirt.
At a dinner
You got
theater.
a guest spot shirt.
I got a guest spot shirt. You know what I mean? But it was nice that I could have gotten a spot if I wanted to.
Yeah, it is nice. How far from your grandma's? How far from where you were?
It was probably 30 minutes.
Oh, good. Okay.
But it's just we were only there for a couple of days. I'm like, let me
just tell you something.
What?
Even if you had pain, I know Kerry is very laid back and easygoing.
Yeah.
So I don't see you sitting on the beach going, babe, I got a guest spot 30 minutes from now. I'm going to get ready to get up from the beach. I'm not going to go get the seafood tonight. I'm just going to go to the guest spot. I could just see laid back Kerry going, that's what you're doing on our vacation? Okay.
Yeah. No, she was cool with it because we were taking my grandma. She could have saw me perform. Like, Kerry was like, if you want to. But I said, I honestly don't. Because literally.
Yeah, you don't want to do a guest spot and bring your grandmother to a guest spot because, first off, you don't know what the venue.
Right,
I don't
it could
want to
be
go
a
to
disaster for all.
It could be, and I bring my grandmother for a 7-minute guest spot to this disaster. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have been fine, but I told them I'll come down in the future when I'll be the show.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Plus, dude, I sit on the beach all day. I was so exhausted.
Right.
That's one thing I did learn. I thought, like, when I'm in Cocoa Beach, I'm going back down there in November to do gigs for 10 days. Right. I'm like, I can't sit on the beach on show day.
November.
Okay. I said, I can't sit on the beach before on a day of the show. All I want to do is sleep.
Right.
Either that or I got to go to the beach from like 8 in the morning to like noon and then sleep until 6.
Right.
You know, because my hotel for my Thursday through Saturday is on Cocoa Beach, so I'll be able to walk right to the beach every day.
Right. I remember when Ha opened up on Virginia Beach. I was one of the first like feature acts down there. We got a whole week, and I was a whole week on the beach. Oh, it was a great week. I made $1,000, and I had a great full-time job at the time. So
yeah.
So like I didn't have to call out. Like I didn't have to take off. I just didn't go to work for a week. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of job I had. I could be like, so I was just sitting on the beach making, $1,500 from my job, $1,000 from, and I just sat on the beach, bro. Oh my God. And I was thinner. I was a lot thinner. I looked great. I fucking was tan.
Mm-hmm.
I just sat on the beach all day. Like, I don't think I have flip-flops on. I hate flip-flops. I was wearing flip-flops, walking around, no shirt, buying coconut oil, and just oh my God, what a life. And then just strolling into the comedy club, like with sand still on me. What's going on? Time, we got an audience? Okay, I'll do the show. Oh my God. I was like, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do comedy.
Well, that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm getting all these Florida bookers. I'm like, I'm just going to get these paid vacations to Florida.
If you do like retire in Florida, you got a lot of ins already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You might be able to. Oh, there we go. You might be able to piece together some months while you're down there during retirement.
Dude, Florida's huge. You could stay down there for like a whole season and just do a run of Florida every weekend. Go from gig to gig to gig to gig, and then pop little one-nighters during the weeknights.
Mm-hmm.
But I have so much family down there, I can literally go. Like, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to St. Augustine doing my gigs. Then I'm going to stay with my grandma a little bit, and then I have a cousin down there, and then I'm going to start my second weekend of gigs.
Right. Okay, cool.
So it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know? So I told my grandma, I was like, because I love seeing her, and she's the best.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm just using these comedy gigs. I'm going to come down and see you more now, because whenever I can get gigs down here for a weekend, I'm just going to come in 2 days earlier. She goes, yes, and you can use she has an extra car. She goes, you can fly here, you can drive my car to your gigs. Then I'm like, that's grandma.
She's better than a manager. Your grandmother's better than a manager.
Hell yeah, man. I'll be fucking cruising Florida with that boat-ass Lincoln Continental.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Is that what it is, a Lincoln Continental?
It's huge, dude.
What year?
Probably in the 90s.
Oh, that's a big bitch right there.
Big bitch, you know what I mean?
Like a pontoon boat on the road.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm cruising.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's what I'm using to get to Cocoa Beach from her house. I'm going to take it to Cocoa Beach and then fly out of West Palm.
How far is that?
Cocoa Beach is probably like an hour and a half.
So you're coming in
to St. Augustine.
Doing a gig.
Then I'm going to my grandma's.
Right, and then
I'm going to hang her house Sunday through Wednesday.
Okay, then you're going to
go have gigs Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, so you have gigs in St. Augustine and then gigs in.
Yeah, I'm trying to put together if I can, because St. Augustine's a one-nighter Saturday. I'm seeing if I can get like a Thursday or Friday somewhere one-nighters. I'm going to start emailing some of the road bookers that have one-nighters.
Right.
And I met this dude out in Laugh Fest that lives in Atlanta. I'm seeing maybe if I can get like a Friday in Atlanta.
Okay.
I could even just go into Atlanta and then go boom right to Jacksonville, St. Augustine.
What about KP? Doesn't have any hookups a little further south? I know he has Jacksonville and all those areas, but does he have?
That's how we got to St. Augustine, was through him.
Oh, okay.
They do a Friday there, but it's more of like we're doing the Saturday's like the headliner night, but the Friday's
KP
like
going?
the local. Yeah, he's featuring for me.
How's he getting down there with you? He's flying down with you?
We're gonna fly. I haven't bought airfare yet. I'm waiting until I see my face on the flyer.
So fucking cynical. Just doesn't.
Well, I
get it.
I never worked before.
Sense.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I haven't booked my Vegas trip. One, I have no money, but two, I keep looking at the website and my date's not up there yet. And I got a confirmation email. I'm like, until I see it on the website.
Well, because this is not a big money trip. I'm making peanuts when it's all said and done.
Right.
So I'm like, even if it costs me a few extra bucks to wait.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if I put these other gigs around it, I will. If I get like other confirmations around it, I won't care. That's why I'm seeing, I mean, if I can get a Friday in Atlanta or somewhere in that area
Right.
to piece it, but we can do.
I get that.
I was trying to find like comedy.
I
hear there's a comedy scene in Florida, but I can't seem to find any like group of them that have like their thing on Facebook where like maybe they all do podcasts or have like their little local, even like one night or weeknight workout rooms. I don't care if I'm making money just to kind of hang.
I worked with a kid out in Long Island who is from the Tampa area. Black kid from the Tampa area.
Yeah, that's far.
He's been like 3 years. That's far out.
Yeah, it's the West Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. But
whatever, man. Just
It'll be,
whatever. I'm trying to help you.
It'll be fine. No, it'll be good. It'll be good. I was just working on some available dates for some other road work. I want to try and get through funny business. So,
okay,
doing some other shit. Well, it's weird. I booked all these like one-nighters like in the fall already.
Right.
So it's like it like a lot of these clubs. It's like you got to be Wednesday through Saturday. So I'm like,
right.
And I'm like headlining these one-nighters, so I don't want to give up these headline spots.
No.
If it was feature spots, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go feature at this bigger club, but I need all the headline work I can get.
Absolutely.
But that's that. So Florida was amazing. I would totally live there. The houses are so cheap, dude. They're like
I don't like Florida. I don't like the humidity. I don't like storms. But I don't like the humidity more.
Yeah, well, that's really in the summertime. So I told Carrie, I'm like, I told her, I said, my mission, my goal, we're gonna have a little place here and two little places, a little place in Jersey, a little place in Florida, and we're just going to be in Jersey in the summer.
I'm gonna wait until my kid. And it's not. I mean, you say. I've been realizing that you say these things like this plan, like and I could be dead in 14 seconds from now. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But like, I'm gonna wait for my daughter to get like 25, my son 24, a little more established in their own groove, and then I might move to California.
Oh, California,
dude! I liked it out there, man. I just want to get. I want to get work. Like solidified work that it doesn't matter where I live on the globe to do it. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing cruises, you can do West Coast cruises. If I'm doing corporate or road work, I can leave out. I don't have to be here.
Right.
Like here right now, I'm stuck here because a lot of my work is, fucking these 4 states we live near.
Yeah.
I don't get a ton of work everywhere else. But
they don't have a lot of that work out there.
Huh?
They don't have a lot.
They don't. That's why I'm saying I'm not going there until I got road work established. Like if I'm like in clubs or in corporate or in like in cruises, if I'm doing that already and I'm already established, then I can move out there. It doesn't matter where I live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, California would be cool.
Not L.A. Like I was thinking like a little more Southern California.
Oh, like.
And if it was like towards like San Diego, or if it would be, I would do like a Santa Monica, something like that, Santa Barbara, like right on the coast. I would live in the heart of L.A.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, the 2 or 3 times I'm out there, I don't like L.A., but I loved how it felt out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't like driving in traffic. I hated that.
Uh-huh. But
I liked the fucking air. I liked the sky was never cloudy. It's like it was bright all the time. It was nice.
Yeah, you just wake up with sunshine. You're like, you feel happy. We woke up today. We're both like on the verge of tears. We're like, clouds, fucking rain, fucking pile of bills on the table.
But
you think you become shitty about it once, like, because like once you start working there, you live in there, and the bills are coming in, and you're like, fuck,
absolutely,
this heat is so fucking old.
Absolutely. No, that's why I always say to people, you see these people like, I went on vacation to Billings, Montana. I think I want to move there. Like, because you didn't have to work for 2 weeks. Billings, Montana sucks balls when you live there.
Yeah, I want to live anywhere where I could live in a hotel, very fancy hotel.
Exactly.
I could live in anywhere you put me if you're at the fancy hotel.
Right. That's what you think. Like, I'd have to get up. I got people cleaning my beds.
So you want to live like George Clooney. You want to live like the cat. I get it. Yeah, we all do. We all want to live like that. I don't want to go to work in Billings.
That's what I'm like. Are you going to work when you get there? Yeah, I'll get a job. You're going to get a job in Billings and be okay.
Yeah, I don't want to work at the Port St. Lucie local TV station.
No.
I don't want to work at Billings TV.
WOR Billings.
Yeah, like you don't want to. Yeah, it's almost yeah.
Here's your news anchor for Billings TV, Chuck Chickerson.
But now you start realizing why I guess Florida comedy doesn't pay that well because there's so many comedians down there. They don't need to.
Right.
They don't need you coming in.
Right. No. Yeah. They don't need to bring you down.
No, they don't need. It's like you can come down here, make a couple bucks.
Yeah.
String a few gigs together, but we're chock full. It's kind of like Jersey. It's like you don't see a lot of out of towners come to Jersey gigs.
Nope.
It's like why? Because we live between Philly, Jersey, and New York comics. We have our gigs full.
Right.
We really don't need you. We have 3.
Yeah, we don't need the guy from Midwest to come out.
No, they even have guys who drive from Boston to do Jersey shows. So
exactly, yeah, exactly.
I don't need no California guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Unless you're Sebastian.
Huh?
Unless you're like a famous.
Yeah, Sebastian will bring out.
Yeah.
While I have this on my mind.
Okay.
Can you convert old VHS tapes to a link to like a what do you call it? Just a video clip?
I could. I did it for a friend recently because my studio's all HD now. Have nothing, and we had no way of doing it. Right. And then my aunt found some old because we don't even own VHS players anymore. Yeah, she found that old VHS to DVD burner, so I had to burn it and then rip it from the DVD.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I could.
Yeah, but I can leave it on DVD because I can play a DVD on my Xbox. I would rather it on a link just because it's all in this box under my bed. It's an old VHS tape from February 03 of my set.
Oh, we got to capture that.
Set. And it's got to be a bringer show from like either Gotham or Stand Up New York. It's 03. I was doing. It could have been just a guest spot at Stand Up New York because I was barking all of 02, and then I started working the door. I think at Stand Up New York in 03, and they used to do a lot of bringer shows, but because I worked the door, I got like a spot on it. Yeah. So it could be a tape from that. But it's February 03.
I have my first comedy, not my first comedy show. I have audio. That was the one you were at.
Right.
But my first one after that, which was technically my second time on stage, first open mic at Stress Factory, I have that on a mini DV tape.
Oh, why? Because they taped on the screens?
No, my buddy Doug sat there with a...
Oh, really?
Well, because at the time, I didn't think I was going to be a comedian.
Right.
At the time, I was more like a filmmaker, and I was like...
Doug? Wow.
He's good. I saw him not long ago at a party, like a friend's birthday party. Married, stepkids, house, doing good. But like at the time, I didn't think I was going to do anything with comedy. I was like, let's document some of these gigs I do. Maybe I'll make a little documentary about me trying comedy.
Right. Okay.
That was where it was. You know what I mean?
Now you're going to make a documentary about the fact that you thought you weren't going to do comedy.
Yeah.
It's a new documentary. This is a documentary about the time I thought I wasn't going to do comedy.
Yeah. About that time.
Now I'm talking about retiring in Florida and just doing comedy.
Yeah. 25 years from now, I'll retire in Florida.
So you had that on a DVD?
A mini DV. It's like those small tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have it. Dude, I have a box of those that I have to transfer. I have the one mini DV tape. I got to be a cameraman at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And
I'm
in the hallways, and like I just left the camera on. Jeter's walking by me, and I'm in the dugout. I'm like, what the fuck? My mind was going to explode. Like a Giambi's like holding a bat, walking up the hallway. Like, what's up, guys? Lieritz was in the elevator with me.
Who?
Jim Lieritz.
Oh, really?
Nice. I was like, holy shit. Because like you just bring you in this door, and they're like, it's like the main offices that you've never been to.
Right.
You got to get your badges. And I got my camera, and they're like, all right, just take this elevator. We're getting the elevator, and just two guys walk in. It's Steve Phillips, the old GM of the Mets, and Lieritz. They were announcing the game for like ESPN or something.
Okay.
And we're in the elevator. I'm like, holy shit! This guy like saved the World Series in '96. I mean, he killed somebody drunk driving too, but I mean, other than that, he's good.
If we didn't have any records for that from that point on, it would be a big deal.
Other than that thing you did, sir, I like you. All the other things you did, for the Yankees and such. Okay, bye-bye.
I get your autograph, not for the thing you did when you killed the guy, for the time
I'm
when
not going to have you autograph a picture of a bottle of booze, but I'll picture the car wreck on. You sign this? What is that? The thing when you did the thing to that friend. Never mind.
I didn't have a picture of you at that.
You act like he doesn't remember. Yo, you remember that time you killed that lady when you were drinking? You remember?
Remember that time?
No? All right. I remember. That's like that old bit that Jim Norton used to do. Used to crack me up on Opie and Anthony. Say he had like Roger Ebert, like the most famous movie critic.
Yeah.
Like he'll ask him if he's seen the most obvious movies. You ever see The Godfather? Yeah, that's a good one. Just or like some like music producer. You ever hear Stairway to Heaven?
Yeah, but it's like what's his name? I used to do that on Saturday Night Live. Remember that time you were with the Beatles?
Yeah, Chris Farley. Yeah, that was good.
When he was interviewing Paul, what was it? Paul McCartney. He was like, "Remember that time you were like on the beat in the Beatles?" He's like, "Yeah, I remember that." He's like, "That was cool."
Yeah, I'd be interested to watch that old stand-up videos.
Yeah, so I had a big box of probably about 10 or 15 tapes from back then, and I lost the box. But this one was in like a little filing case, just one tape in there, and I was like, February 03. I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah,
what's the
Opie and
saddest
Anthony
part?
did that one time with Norton and Voss. They played old tape of theirs from like Rascals, and then they just fucking kept pausing it and making fun of.
Oh, really?
Like the stage presence, everything.
Yeah.
If you find it on YouTube, it's so good.
So I want to look at it just to see. Hopefully, there's no. Would it be real sad if half the set is still the same shit I do now? That'd be like what?
Oh yeah, I know for sure. Because back then I only talked to recovery. So if you tell me do any recovery jokes,
right,
it's definitely in that set. That was like my first joke I ever did.
This will be probably something from the gym. And me at the airport getting frisked.
Yeah.
The airport, it's going to be those jokes.
I'll try and dig mine up. They're in the attic, and it's like such an ordeal. I've been wanting to get them, but I'm like, it's just.
But so if
tough.
you said it's a pain in the ass to do, but can you try? Can you do it?
I can do it for you. No, that's fine. Yeah,
okay.
No, I can do it for sure. My aunt goes, I got this VHS to DVD burner. I'll give it to you, but you have to capture my stuff for me. So she handed me like 3 bags of VHS tapes. I'm like, all right.
How long does it take to do it?
However long the video is, you play it. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, it has to play full through. Okay. I thought it was like. Zzz.
No.
No.
No. New technologies like that. It's digital.
Yeah,
boom.
right.
But old technology's got to play the motherfucker.
All right. So this was real short. It's a 5 to 7 minute set. It's like.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. No problem. Yeah, my friend who sent me, you saw I posted another one recently of me playing guitar. Singing when I was young. My buddy Rob sent that from Florida, the one guitar player.
Okay.
The guy on the right, if you were looking at the video.
Yeah.
He sent me some other tapes if I could capture for him. One was like, he went to school for music recording, so it was like all him and his friends like with mixing boards at the school, just like doing bong hits and like making rap music.
Right.
It's pretty funny to see him like in 93, 94, 95.
Yeah. Right.
And then the other one was his graduation from the school, but they put some like copyright. There's a thing called Macrovision from way back then. They used to put on VHS tapes so you couldn't copy them.
Yeah.
And his college did that to the college VHS. I'm like, I guess they thought this was going to be a hot commodity. I was like,
so you can't do that with that?
Not with the system I have, because we don't have any system at work to do it. And I'm like, I'm not fucking going crazy to capture your graduation. So
right.
I'm sending your tape back. You could figure that out in Florida.
So isn't there a way, I mean, I don't know, but isn't there a way for you to play it on one TV and have a VCR like that is a VCR tape that isn't Mac, whatever you said?
Yeah.
Is there a way to like just play the video and then record it on this VHS, then do that whole ripping thing?
No, because Macrovision is in the audio signal.
Oh,
so the moment you try dubbing it, it sends out a signal and says,
"Oh, well, okay."
It just stops it.
Got it.
You could do it if you like. Normally, back in the day, our studio had these VHS decks. You could put them into a computer,
right?
But we don't have that technology anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
We're all HD now, and we tried rigging something, and it was keeping out of sync.
Oh, okay.
Which was fine at first. So it was like, say it was 10 frames off. So you just move it 10 frames.
Right.
But it kept doing it like it's 10 frames here, 30 frames here, 14 frames. I'm like, fuck this.
Right.
I am not doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just
wasn't. Like you think once you adjust it, you're adjusted, but you're not.
Right. It would be easier. So I'll just capture all these videos, move them over 10 frames.
Right.
But it was very inconsistent.
Right.
I'm like, nah. Whatever. I'm not going through that much trouble for this shit. Not even to see me play guitar.
I wish that, like, when I was a teenager in the 80s, like, there's pictures. I see people, like, in my neighborhood posted pictures, but I don't ever remember posing for pictures. Like, I don't ever remember, like, me and the crew just hanging out posing.
We took a lot of pictures when I was younger.
There wasn't. I mean, but I see the people, like, in my crew, but I see some of the pictures, and I'm like, even the people in that picture, like half of the crew isn't even in most of the pictures I see. It's like maybe they took them, like if there was somebody's bedroom, they took like 4 people. Wasn't like a lot of photos, no videos. Like it sucks. I don't have any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. My mom had a big ass VHS video camera.
Yeah.
Battery lasted about 10 minutes tops. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, we had those too. I'm talking when I was a child, from like 9 to like 14, and my family has shit of me. That's not what I want. I want
friends and stuff. Yeah,
I want like you hanging out on the park wall, like fucking.
Just wasn't even a thing. Like, yeah, we only brought cameras if we were going to an event.
Yeah,
like I brought disposable camera to Woodstock '94.
Right.
I brought disposable camera to like somebody's party, like not like just a regular party. It's like a specific party.
Yeah, I never bought a camera. I think for prom I did. And that was the camera. I remember I bought one to go underwater. It was like a water one. I thought that was pretty cool. So I was in a pool. I went underwater and took some pictures with that. But I don't have many pictures of like, I just don't. I just didn't, it wasn't a thing. You're right. It wasn't like even on my mind. We should capture this in photos. Like, I'm just going to fucking do it.
Yeah, you just captured important events. That's why your photo albums, you can have like just like this quick photo album.
Yeah,
like even my sister-in-laws are going through it now because they take mad pictures of my nieces and nephews.
Right.
Back in the day, you had to make it count. You only had so many photos, and you could only afford to do so much. But I was like, what do I do with these 55,000 photos from Christopher's first birthday? Yeah. Whoa.
It's every a lot photo of photos. Looks cute. It's like every one, you're like, he's so cute right there. He's so cute right there. Yeah, he's so cute right there.
Dude, I did rapid shot on my iPhone with my nephew blowing out his 1-year-old birthday candles last week. Going,
yeah. And every photo, smile. You don't want to delete any of them.
No, you don't.
So
and nothing like they're asking me what's should I put them on DVD? I'm like, DVD don't last forever. I'm like, you got to put them in the cloud. That's the only thing that's forever. I'll put them to Shutterfly. Shutterfly will keep them nice for you.
Right.
So they're in the process of doing that.
It's crazy, man.
It is.
And then like you don't even print them out anymore. Like nobody prints pictures. Nobody really has pictures.
No, you print out like special ones. What's cool now is you can print out like collages and shit.
Right.
Like like Kerry and I made our own wedding album on Shutterfly with photos my sister-in-law took. And it's like in a book, like binded perfect.
Yeah.
Printed on the page. It was fucking beautiful. And then I made the book. Then I sent one to my grandma, sent one to my mother.
Oh, nice.
Sent one
How
to
much
her
were
mother.
They? Like $60?
$60? Yeah, but it was great.
Absolutely.
You could tweak
they
it.
They do the whole thing. It's over. Yeah. Bro, and they still have the photos there. So at any time you want that book, you just order the book again.
I just ordered the book again.
Yep.
No, it's definitely cool. Like if you were like trying to like do like a thing of like your kid's life, like through the like first 5 years or whatever, you make a nice book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that the other day. How like just documenting. First I was thinking I don't know what brought it into my mind, but they were talking about privacy on something I was listening to, and I'm like thinking, the people that have no privacy is children. Like their parents are documenting their existence to the public,
right?
From birth till I think when these kids say, "Will you cut the fucking shit?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody who I was listening to Joey Diaz's podcast this week on the airplane, and Louis J. Gomez was on. This is a crazy story. So he doesn't post pictures of his son no more on Instagram because his wife, his ex, the mother of his baby, was like out and about.
Right.
And some woman came up and says, "Oh, James is so cute in person," or something. Like knew him.
Oh, really?
And she's like, "Yeah, I don't like that strange people know my son."
Right.
Like because you're a known comedian now and posted.
Yes.
So like he scrapped his whole.
But you know what's funny?
Ain't that creepy though?
That is creepy because he probably doesn't even. Did Gomez know the person who said it?
No, it was that's what he's saying. That's what he was saying. Like he didn't even. You don't think of that because you just assume your friends are looking at it.
Absolutely.
Or do you think? I don't know.
No, absolutely.
It's creepy,
I've had it happen. I mean, when people start to follow me from Last Comic, people were like, commenting on my kids' pictures. Oh, they're so cute. Look at how adorable. And like, oh, you don't know us at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, you guys, we love you guys. Like, you don't love my kids. You don't even know us. You don't live in my state.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know you. But I never thought about it like that. But I remember there was a girl in the program, and she posted pictures when her daughter was young, and it was two girls, and they both had two daughters, and they were so cute, and they were like little videos, and they were little crazy little kids, like 2 or 3 years old, make me laugh. I didn't know them. I knew the women, but I didn't really know their kid. Never saw their kids.
Right.
And then I was in the mall one day, and I was like, oh, there's your kids. There you are, you little superstars. And like, yeah, I knew them from their Instagrams.
Right.
I didn't know, you know what I mean? Like, I never saw the kid live ever. And now I knew the kid already.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
But then you got to think too, like us, like comedians, a lot of our stuff's public.
Right.
Like my sister-in-laws, they're only friends with their friends and their family. They don't have strangers friending them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we go perform in Saratoga,
and then you got
4 people from Saratoga friend you, and now they're seeing your shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? That don't happen to my sister-in-laws. They got their cousins, their friends.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
it,
No, it is the same for everybody, but it is. Can you imagine if your sister? That's why you see people who are not like public figures, and they get crazy when someone friends them on Facebook, and they like start blasting like, this guy doesn't even know me. Like, so what? Like, who cares if you know the guy? Just fucking take his request. It's not a big deal. Or delete him. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I guess it's like to regular people, it's off-putting for someone out of nowhere to come and say, hey, yeah, especially like you don't even know. Yeah.
Like if he had the baby, it'd probably be like he'd get it.
Right.
But the baby's mother, like, who the fuck is this stranger coming up and knowing my son's name?
Yeah, that's.
And when I heard that story, I'm like, oh, that is creepy as fuck.
That is creepy. Well, that's good that he knows.
Well, he did, he took it down, obviously. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, there is. I mean, and I'm not trying to say there's some people out there like friends, and they probably, like you said, they probably only on Facebook as their friends that they know and cousins and family, so it's not a big deal. But like they put like pictures up of their kids, no shirts on, little girls. Like, and I get it, they're cute little kids, and I don't look at them like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a 2-year-old running around like a maniac, or 3-year-old. But there's perverts out there.
Yeah.
That's what they look for. You know?
Yeah.
And I get it that you probably only have your friends, so that doesn't, you don't really think about it. But pictures show up in other people's news feeds too. Friends of friends and friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's not like it's always so private.
Yeah. As long as you have not the globe, like the public thing.
You have it on, like, only people can see is my friends.
Like, I do mostly things public because I want other people to see my shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when their friends comment on it. But the cool thing about it, like, which led me, I was talking to this with my aunt because we were looking at photo albums like crazy. I got a boatload of these young pictures of me.
Right.
And just looking at pictures of my grandfather, Which, first off, I mean, the craziest thing about being at my grandmother's was, I mean, you know, the amount of pictures of my dad in her house. I just wasn't prepared for the.
Right.
I was just like, whoa, it just like broke. At first, you're like, oh. I mean, you get used to it, and you're like, this is great, and I'm seeing these. Right. It was great just reminiscing with her about him and how he was as a kid, and my wife was learning about my dad.
Right.
You know, it was pretty cool. But yeah, we're going through these photo albums, and it was cool seeing my grandfather on the beach or with his friends. And I'm like, that's what's cool about Instagram now and Facebook. It's like, if you, like my grandfather, Mike, my Italian grandfather, you know, I know a lot about him. I grew up with him. But if you told me, like, yo, we found this digital diary he had for 30, 40 years. Right. Where he was posting funny thoughts he had, his feelings on things, and pictures of him and his friends having fun. You want to go through it? I'd be like, I'd probably waste years going through it.
Absolutely.
I would love to see what he was doing.
Right.
And what he thought about things. So I'm like, this is actually a cool thing. Like generations can go back and look at like what I was doing. Right. You know, like all just in this easily put out area by year. Right. You know, I think that's what's the cool thing of social media. I know the evil part of social media, where you know we're the product and they're selling us to the advertisers. Yeah, right. But I don't give a fuck. Right. Yeah. You know what I mean?
My parents had this thing. It was they still have it in my father's strong box. He has it. It's a big. It's like a book. I mean, it's a book with a binder, but inside is you open the book and there's a folder. So each page is a folder. And you put report cards, all the things the kid did that year, and then on the folder you put a picture of him, the school year picture, his age, like in a little like what he played that baseball and stuff like that. You put it all on. Every page is its own folder for a year in school. Right. And my parents had that till like I was in 8th grade. Okay. So like I think that's a pretty cool thing. Like you know what I mean? Like, and I wrote on there like things I did that year. Yeah. You know, inside the little pouch was like little assignments and little tests I had. Right. That's cool shit. Like, I mean, like we stopped. I mean, like I never did that for my kids because I just never did. Yeah. I never did that stuff. Like I have stuff that they did when they were kids in my box, but it wasn't like I just didn't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my mom has boxes of like every school assignment we did from like like, funny story. My mom, like I had like this, I don't know, probably elementary school something I did, and I wrote my name Joseph, but the PH was like much bigger than the rest of the letters. Yeah, you know. But my younger brother Chris, my mom was like looking at the stuff one day, and he goes, "Hey Ma, who's Jose PH?"
That's a great name. That should be your CD's name.
Well, that's when whenever I come in the house, like to this day, sometimes they agree like that, like, "Yeah, it's Jose PH." Yeah, I should learn how to tell that into a joke, and then that could be a CD title. The Jose PH.
Funny. Jose PH.
Yeah, who's Jose PH?
Well, you can always, like, you know how you say your brother was dumb?
Yeah, I could do that. I could add it to that whole section.
Yeah.
Jose PH. Yeah, we learned. I already knew my dad's real name wasn't Joseph when he learned that after 9/11 when you had to really prove who you were to get a license. Yeah. And his name was Jose. It looks like Jose, but the accents.
So, how do you spell it, though?
Jose, like Jose, but the accent in Jose, I think, is over the O. His would have been over the S or over the E. Okay. You know what I mean? Jose was his name. Jose Fernandez. Okay. I was like, that's a fucking... I would have liked that name. That would have been fucking exotic as fuck growing up.
And your father was like, after 9/11, was like fucking Joe.
No. He was Joseph his whole life. Joe. Okay. And then after 9/11, he had to go get his license renewed. So he didn't have his birth certificate, so he had to go to Newark to get it, and it says Jose. Right. And they said, well, you got to be Jose on your driver's license or go to court and change your name. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm Jose. Right. Yeah. When the cops pull me over, I'm Jose. All my friends.
But they always called him Joseph when he was younger? They never called him Jose?
No.
So his parents named him Jose, but decided to not call him it.
Well, I guess you become American. You're just Joe.
Right. Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right. No, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
my grandfather's Joseph Fernandez. I didn't ask if his name was Jose. Like even the sign out in front of their house is that he was Joseph Fernandez.
Okay.
But
your father was born
in Newark.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was a cool name. I was like, Jose. I never met a Jose, but nobody. I was like, nobody would call you that. Like if they saw your name, you'd be Jose.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
absolutely.
be Jose.
Yeah, like,
Like Jersey, you'd be like, yo,
Jose.
Josie. Hey, Josie and the Pussycats. I would have got teased at school.
Yeah. And if you're like, yo, Jose, no, it's Jose. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Jose, come here for a minute. Like,
Yeah. But as a grown man, you're like, that's a fucking Jose. I'd be like, hey, what's your name?
it is.
Jose, babe. Come on. Let's go talk about my beautiful name. By your beautiful face.
run your finger through my beautiful hair.
You set my soul on fire. Jose. That'll be my CD title, Jose PH.
Isn't that like, there's a couple of Jose Aldo, a lot of
Jose
Brazilian
Aldo.
boxers, Jose Aldo.
Oh, Jose Aldo. Yeah, he's Brazilian, Portuguese.
Yeah. A lot of like Jose's in the MMA world.
Yeah. She was showing me pictures of my grandfather's house when he was a kid in Portugal. She's like, and this is where the maids' quarters were. I was like, maids' quarters? She's like, yeah, he was spoiled. I'm like, I'd say so. I think when you not only have maids, but maids that have their quarters in your house,
right.
You're quite spoiled.
Yeah, I never even had a maid. Never mind someone who had also lived here,
Yeah.
who had her own quarters. I didn't even have a quarters.
Yeah. Yeah. You have maids' quarters? I would like quarters, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, my pockets only have quarters. That's why we live like this. Quarters is a bad word to bring up in this house. I don't know if you know. It makes us feel very insecure. I just stacked up a bunch of quarters to go buy some dunks. So no maids. Okay. But yeah, it was cool going down memory lane. And that made me thinking about the internet, and
Yeah,
that's
right.
basically what we have now.
No, it's definitely like I like that. Like on Facebook memories when they come up and you look and you're like, oh, I remember that guy. Like that's cool. So like you know what I mean? Like someone like a Facebook memory, like this guy Lenny posted about this dude Lenny up here in the program. They used to do my buddy Tommy who died a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
They lived in a house. It was like 4 or 5 recovering dudes rented a huge house in Saddlebrook, and every Memorial Day weekend they would have a huge blowout barbecue, and like 200 or 300 people from the program would come.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lenny posted a thing because they haven't done it in a few years. I mean, they haven't all lived together in a few years, but Lenny posted a thing how he loved. It's so proud. He's so proud that all the barbecues they ever had, no one parked in anyone's driveway. Like 300 people were parked for blocks away.
Yeah.
But no one pulled in people's driveways. No one disrespected the local houses. They had live bands. They did everything there at this house. No one ever complained about them. And but he put a picture up. He put a picture of a flyer from they used to call it Lenny Palooza. And they put a picture of the flyer, and Tommy's name, his phone number was on it. But those kind of things that show up in time hops and shit like that I like those. I mean, I wish I had them when I was younger, but
yeah, time hops, fucking Facebook memories. It's just
I like it when it's somebody I like that I know and I have a relationship with. Like when our time hop comes up, it's like, yeah, it's my boy. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Even though they got us becoming friends 4 years after we were actually friends, or 5 years after we were
Right,
friends.
yeah. Your Facebook. Yeah, one time me and James somehow, some Facebook glitch made us not be friends or something. Then we had to refriend each. So
Right.
when we get now, it's like, you've been friends for 2 years.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
But I
I'm
tell you, I made a
friends with
joke. I made a joke about it before Time Hop and Facebook Memories. I thought everything happened last year.
Yeah.
I lost all concept of time. I'm like, that was 8 years ago. I thought that was last year. Everything happened to me last year.
Yeah. I get the memory, you and Samantha, my daughter, have been friends for 6 years. I'm like, oh, my daughter's 20. I've pretty much been friends with her since the moment she was born.
Yeah. Pretty.
But like, I'll get pictures of that. She'll come up and like, I just saw someone post a pic. I'm sorry, I don't want to. I had like a little thing about
Just say it.
This like this comedian. And I don't want to put him on blast, but if he was like in front of us, I would say it to him because it's fucking.
What's his initials?
I'm not going to do that right now. We don't have to do that. But I just saw it on the Facebook feed. Like he shared the 2 years ago you became friends thing. You know what I'm saying? The time hop, the anniversary. And he was like, oh, but he's not even friends with the guy really. The guy just is a booker. So he made it's so fucking like transparent, and it's like, ugh. Do you know how many time hops I get on a daily basis of friendships that happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't fucking share that shit. You're gonna add in. You think if I get one from the booker, our memory, I'm not sharing that. You could it's so transparent why you did it.
Yeah, you would also think, but you think Facebook would only make it when they like some algorithm saw you guys interact a lot.
Well, the person who shared it does interact a lot, so he can get. I mean, ass kissing likes and comments on every status the guy puts up.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just, and I'm not saying. I just think it's. I don't know, man. Some people don't come across as genuine and authentic.
Yeah.
And I had it written down. I wanted to talk about the Yankees, but we're losing right now. So, but how the Yankees look great, and I love fucking Judge. He's up to bat right now.
They do look great, and they're not always out of it. Even when there's 9 runs down, they're still in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you feel like it's 98.
Yeah, not 98.
Right?
Not 98. Maybe 96. 98 was like their best season ever.
Oh, yeah, I know.
In that time.
But I had written down I know we probably talked about it before. I mean, I know we have. I'm noticing a lot of comics who aren't established.
Yeah.
They've done nothing. They've achieved nothing. And I don't mean that. I know it sounds like I don't mean that in a condescending, like you ain't got nothing going on. Like I don't mean it like that. I mean it like if you can look and introspect at yourself and realize that in this big thing of comedy, you've really accomplished nothing.
I'm
right?
sorry, man. I try.
I know. This is an intervention. We're going to have some callers call in.
I feel like I'm good at what I do when they put me on stage. I was too afraid to try anything. I was too afraid to put myself out there and fail in front of business. And, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I'm trying. A lot of times I get up there and I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Mike makes it past one round, the fucking last comic standing, and whoa, Mr. Industry Guy.
That's why I'm putting myself in it. That's why I put myself in it. To be honest with you, like I want, like it's me. You're like, I haven't. This whole thing is about getting better.
Yeah.
This whole thing is about getting better, doing your best, and just getting better. And the fucking chances of something big happening for you is slim to none.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm just seeing a lot of people post. They have shit to say. They have they think they have this special third eye when it comes to comedy. It's like you guys are 90% of your acts are open mics or booked or produced shows.
Right.
90% of your shows. You've never been paid on a road gig. You've never been hired by a company to perform. You've never been some of these, they just have a lot of opinions and they haven't even done anything and failed at it yet. And I'm talking, I've always said this since I started. I'm not going to be bitter off of other comedians' failures. I'm going to have my own.
Right.
I'll be bitter my own shitty career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These people, they have opinions on the industry and what people are doing and how comedy should be run and how comedy should be done on stage and who is awesome and who isn't. And you are doing nothing. Why do you – and it's the illusion that when you hang out in New York, you have an illusion. And I had it for a long time, but I just didn't let it get to me. It's not an illusion. It's just you're in the middle of New York. You're around some great comedians, right?
Yeah.
And you're sitting in the same venue as some of the greats, or just right next to you, working out.
Yeah.
You feel like you're a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You do feel a part of it. And that's a good thing, that you're part of it. But in reality is you're not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just because you're sitting in a restaurant that Chris Rock, Amy Schumer, and Jim Gaffigan are hanging out at, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you went on the stage that they go on, I get it. It makes you feel a part of. But in the big picture of the business, you're not.
Right.
And so you think that. So you think you have this like opinion that matters. It's like you haven't done anything. Do a lot of shit, fail at a lot of shit, lose a lot of shit, and then you may have some perspective.
Mm-hmm.
With so much posting of comedians who haven't done. Have you ever done an hour in front of like a fucking rough fucking VFW?
Right. Yeah, that's why I tell people. Oh, can you headline when it sucks?
Yeah.
That's when you're a headliner. Do 45 when they stink.
Right.
Anyone could do 45 to an hour hot crowd.
Exactly. And then your hour is full of you just yammering and fucking around, talking to the crowd, thinking you're fucking doing trying to act like it's organic crowd work. I mean, no, you've said that a million times. You don't have a solid hour where people want to see you.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying people want to see me. I'm just saying I know my lane. Am I sometimes insecure and think I don't belong? Yes, a lot of times.
Yeah, but totally founded.
Yes, exactly. Totally founded.
Yeah.
But these guys don't even feel. Do you ever feel that, guys? What the fuck? How do you feel like you are in? Everyone just feels like they're in? And that they have the right to talk the way they talk, and they've done nothing? And I'm not talking about TV stuff. That's nothing. TV stuff is nothing.
Yeah.
What have you done? I just see too much complaining. Not even complaining. There's too much opinions all around. Too much just comics voicing too much shit. It's like, just shut the fuck up, get on stage, get better, and that's it. That's the trick. Get up and get better.
Yeah.
Worry about your own backyard.
I always wonder, how did comics pretend they had careers before social media? When you couldn't make your own flyer on your phone, when you couldn't list where, no, the only people that knew where you're going to be is you, the booker,
and the people who liked you,
and the people who bought tickets for that specific show.
Yes, and people who were looking for you.
Do you think people? I think it keeps people around longer. I think if you didn't have this way of promoting yourself,
right?
If you had to, I think you'd probably give up quicker.
Right.
Because I think getting likes and accolades off the fact you even have work at all.
Right.
Oh, I'm going places.
Yeah. No, absolutely. You're 100% right. It is a false sense of accomplishment, and a part that, like I just said, when you're in New York and you're surrounded by some great comedians who are working and they're up and they're doing their thing. You're like, oh, I'm doing this. That's what I'm doing. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. No one's hiring you. Yes, you work your past at New York Comedy Club. That's awesome. And I know that's a great feeling, and you're going to get up and you're going to get better. But you got to realize that getting past the New York Comedy Club is great, because now you get great stage time in front of a really good audience, so you can get better, so you can move the fuck on.
Right.
You didn't arrive. Oh, you do spots every night in the city? That's it? But you have to work all day and have 17 roommates to survive. So you haven't arrived either. It's like, relax, do your comedy, get better, enjoy the ride. You are not anywhere that anybody wants to be, and you're not better at this because you're not better at it because you think your way to do it is the way to do it. Just fucking shut up and get better.
Yeah, I always get cringed by those types of posts where people tell you how I don't know. I never talk about about comedy on posts.
Right.
I mean, maybe if there's some like quote of something somebody said that like resonated with me.
Right. Yeah.
I never shit on what other comedians do.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. Because a lot of my friends are just regular Earth friends of mine. They'd be like, "What are you talking about?"
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't do it because I think there's I learned by. I'll tell you one thing the program did for me is to watch how people in the program talk so much yik yak, and then to watch them be total fuck ups. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to talk a bunch of yik yak and then be an idiot.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not put myself out there like that. I'm just going to try. When I got like at Ha Comedy Club, people be like, "Oh, you want to be at Ha?" No. I want to be at a place that has a real audience that I can work and get better. That's what I used Ha for.
Right.
I got up every night and I learned how to be a better comedian in front of an audience. Oh, I wasn't bragging that I'm at Ha. I'm not going to brag I'm anywhere. I just want to utilize the stage that I'm given to perform in front of a real audience. I don't want to be in the back of a bar where you suckered 6 people to walk in there, for free. I don't want to do that gig. That's not the gig I want.
Yeah.
I want the gig, at least as a real crowd. I want to work out in front of a real audience and try to get better, utilize the time. So people but then there was guys who were at Ha who was like, "Yeah, we're at Ha." Like, okay, calm the fuck down. You're at Ha. Take it down a notch, dude. Like, your arrogance is coming out because you think you own, like, you're like the big boy in this playground. Who cares about this playground?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just get better. I've never felt that urge and need to be like, "Yo, man, look at what I've got and look what I do." Like, just never felt that need.
What?
Now, talking to Troy last night, I probably lack some of that you need, because there's guys that are past in clubs and working in clubs that they're just comfortable in doing their thing, and it's like that's what I lack, is the comfort feeling that I belong.
Yeah.
That's where I am, I got a problem, a big problem, feeling like I belong. Feeling like I go to clubs. I went to Brouhaha 2 weekends ago. I'm the headliner. That's the second time I'm there. People come to see me that I don't know, that are just fans of my comedy.
Uh-huh.
And I still walk in there like, "Hi, I'm the guy at the end of the show, the headliner dude." I don't even want to say it.
Right.
I feel like I'm a fraud. Like, I feel like they're going to find out that I'm a fraud. They're like, "You're not a special comedian."
I relate with that feeling 100%.
And I'm like, and I feel that all the time. And then there's guys who should feel that and they don't.
No, I know.
And I'm like, I want to feel what they feel. I just want to be like, I just think about like at the Comedy Cellar. When I was working at the Comedy Cellar, I never felt like I belonged to the Comedy Cellar. And that, to me, is what was my demise. And Troy was saying it last night. He's like, he goes, "I'm going to tell you your demise is you never settled in back there in the back of the table. You never made yourself at home."
Right.
And I never did, because I never felt like I belonged.
Well, you probably felt like a small fish in a big pond, when normally all the other places you're the big fish.
Or even
so you were going in there like you show up at these other clubs and you're like, "Hey, it's Mike Gaffney's here."
Right.
You show up there, it's not that sort of vibe. So maybe, not consciously you think that, but you maybe have an insecurity because of your...
My insecurity was more that it's an in-depth thing that I don't feel like I'm good enough. Right? So even when I am,
and you don't feel like that at other clubs, is what I'm saying.
No, I do. Some clubs, like, you don't feel like that because it didn't have any importance. I just go up and do the job and leave. But like, even like when I'm headlining clubs that are not huge clubs, I still feel like, "Hi, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm here." Like when we did the Del Lago Casino.
Yeah.
Right. I know it's not a big deal, like in the big picture of life, but truthfully, I was a headliner at a casino where they sold tickets to people to come and see me in a venue.
Right.
At a casino where 300 or 400 people came out. Right? Maybe some to see me, some to just see comedy.
Right.
Right? Up in that green room, I felt like, how do these people think I'm somebody else? Like the venue.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Did they want me? Every time I walk into a venue, I think that they're expecting someone else. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Every time. No matter what, except for venues that I obviously know, like, Tom Nietzsche for the Comedy Works. I know he knows me. When the guy, when Stand Up Scottsdale brought me out, he liked me, brought me out again. The second time, I feel like, oh, you liked me. You liked me. I was, oh, okay. You hired me. You were expecting me this time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anywhere else, I feel like, they were expecting someone different. There's no way they thought this was Mike Gaffney.
Right.
And that's not how you're supposed to feel, man.
No.
And when I walked into the Comedy Cellar, I never felt like I'm a small fit. I just felt like I don't belong here.
Yeah.
And there's guys there who are not concerned about that feeling. And I'm not saying that they're...
But they are. I've talked to people that are in there that felt they still feel insecure there. It's not they don't feel, you know what I mean? It's
because you feel like you're all... And I'm just saying, in some of the guys who... Like, if you were looking out going like Beast the comedians, these guys belong here. And then there's other comics who, they're not beasts. They're just very good comics. They're funny, but they're not beasts. And they go in there and they're very confident and they're not bad comedians. So they're very good comedians. They go in there very confident. They're holding their own. They feel proud to be there and they feel like, now they may have some insecurities, but you could see they look like they're right in. They're laughing, joking at the table. They go downstairs. They do their job. There's no worry. And Troy was like, a lot of these guys, to them, you got to go in at it like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big deal.
Well, because you have to, it's this same reason I used to psych myself out, even, with different shows. It's like you have to bring it in your mind to like, this is an audience and a stage and a microphone and this is what I do. And I have to tell myself that sometimes when I feel nervous about, especially when I get booked to headline somewhere, because if you're nobody, I'm less than that. So like I really feel like I got to prove it. I got to go up there with confidence and I got to be like, this is just people, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When I do the job, when I go on stage, I'm not talking about the comedy stuff. I'm talking about when I go on to do these headlining gigs or something like that. I'm not like
no, but I'm talking. You have to have that attitude at the Comedy Cellar.
I know, and that's what I'm talking about. I got to walk in there feeling like I belong.
Yeah, no, it's easier said than done. I know. I'm afraid to go to the bathroom there. Never mind go on stage.
I sat last night. We went in. I did a spot at Dangerfield, and then me and Troy went over to the village, and we sat. It was packed, but you couldn't sit any further away. We sat at the window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where I sit when I'm there alone. At the window or down below the stairs in that corner by the door. So
I'm looking back there, like Tom Rhodes is back there, and I want to see Tom Rhodes so bad.
Yeah.
I just haven't gone downstairs to see him. But I see guys like Monroe comes over, we're talking, and John Fish comes over, we're talking, have a conversation, and I'm comfortable. I'm talking to these guys. They're good people, and I'm like, why am I so afraid? I'm just so afraid, and I just need to get past it, man. I just need to get
time there. You just got to spend the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need it's very tough to be a road and a city comic.
No, absolutely.
If you want to be the city comic, you just got to kind of ignore the road for a little bit and be that.
Yeah.
At least until you get a comfort level.
Well, the summer will help me do that since there's nothing on the road. It's like, get the fuck in there if you want to fucking survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of grateful that the summer, and I don't feel like my summer's dead, but I don't feel like I should stay in my bed and cover up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And be like, oh my God, I have no money coming in. What am I going to do with my life? I'm just like, I got some things working financially, that hopefully will work out in the next week or so. But I'm going into the city at night. I've reached out to a few people. I'm like, hey man, you think I can get some like weekend spots? Even if you told me 1 or 2 weekend spots, a month just to get me through.
Yeah.
Just a couple $100 coming in just to get me through, and I'll come in. Like I was in there last night. I'm going in tomorrow night.
Yeah. That's
like,
good.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to I feel like it's an opportunity for me to go in and like reattach myself to that vibe. And if I can get some shit working during the day, some little crappy job somewhere during the day, or even like an overnight job, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, busting my ass in some warehouse. If I could take some financial pressure off me, I'll just hang out in the city and not give a fuck.
Right.
That'd be what I would do. But also the cruises. Like, I know everybody's like, hey, you don't want to go out there. Like, don't fucking tell me what I want to do. Yeah, I don't want to struggle with money. And I don't know another way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know another way to do it. So if I can go on a cruise, tell jokes, or work in a warehouse at Amazon, the fuck are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's my options right now. It's not like, oh, I can be a writer for the Today Show. I mean, I could do that. Like, no, that's not my option. Writing is not my option.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Not most people's option.
Right, but like a lot of the guys in the city, that's what they do. They do a lot of submitting writing, and that's how they squeak by. They do a lot of those talk.
They don't even understand how shitty writing is. That's like this. I want to hear a comic be like, "Yeah, if I can't, get something with stand, I go be a writer." It's like, are you your fucking writers write every motherfucking day, man?
Yeah.
They're fucking writers.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's fucking hard. You got to go into an office. You don't like going to an office? That's what writing is.
Right.
When you write for Saturday Night Live, you got to show up and fucking work 10, 12-hour days of just writing and submitting shit. And let me tell you something. If your shit ain't making it, you're fucking not going to be a writer much longer.
Right.
And you ain't going to start learning how to write when you get the motherfucking job.
No.
You have to have like months of shit in the write a rock.
Yep.
Comics are most delusional when they tell me they're going to be writers. I'm like, oh, yeah, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's your fallback. That's what you're going to tell the industry you're going to do when you don't make it as a stand-up? You fucking delusional prick. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? I just want to...
you delusional prick.
No, you just... Like, sometimes you want to smack people. Like, they act like... That's,
I know.
They treat that like you're saying, like, I may have to get an Amazon job to make a few bucks. They're like, well, if I have to, I'll just go write on a sitcom.
Yeah.
If I have to, I'll become a late-night writer if I have to. It's like, oh, really? Oh, man. God forbid if you have to do that. Get the hell out of here. Put one writing packet together. It's hard as shit.
Hell yeah.
You'll realize how shitty of a comic you are when you try and write a writing packet.
I know.
Listen, like, stand-up is so different.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to write in somebody else's voice, dumbos. You know what I mean? Like, you have to write in you can't write in your stand-up voice.
Right.
They don't want you, or you'd be the star of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be Late Night with Mike Gaffney.
Yeah, it'd be Late Night with whoever the hell you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, and you tell me, so these jokes you're trying to work on every night, the Village Lantern ain't working there. You think they're going to work on the Tonight Show? No.
The jokes you've been writing for yourself haven't gotten you anything.
You can't even write in your own voice properly. Nobody cares about you in your own voice.
Right.
It's so funny, man. It's like when I used to make films. I used to make short films. We were like, "Yo, we should make like a feature length." Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You write anything? Yeah, I got this. Nah, I got this idea. But did you write it though? No, then it's nothing until it's on paper. You have zero.
They have the idea for a feature, and then they realize it's a 3-minute scene. They actually have.
It's a 3-minute scene. Just because you enjoy watching movies doesn't mean you can make movies.
Right.
That's like when people say, "I'm going to act." All right.
Yeah.
Acting's hard. Nice.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, good actors make it look easy.
Mm-hmm. That's what makes a good actor makes you think you can do it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do it part-time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do comedy. I'm going to try and get into movies.
That's what.
Are you going to compete with actors that do this, that live and breathe this?
I have,
go to
I have an
scene
audition
study?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have an audition tomorrow for a movie, and it's one line,
Right.
and I'm already uncomfortable because the fucking breakdown says the guy's between his 50s and 60s. I don't look 50s to 60s. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Right.
And it's from the 70s. I can't wear jeans or a T-shirt because they didn't have jeans and T-shirts in the 70s. It's like, I'm not. Are you filming it today? Can I just?
They didn't have jeans and T-shirts in the 70s? I thought that's like
Yeah, but they did. But if you were in your late 40s, you wouldn't be wearing jeans and T-shirts in 1971 because you were still like you're older, so you're probably
casual suits, you know.
Yeah, or slacks and a button-up shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this guy's a deli counter worker in his like late 40s. He's like 50s. So I'm going to be a deli counter worker. So I have to wear some slacks and a button-up shirt, and I'm going to try to get an apron from the deli up the block, and then I'm going to just go in with that. I have one line, and the line is, "Big plans, huh?" That's my line.
Yeah.
Okay? And I will fuck it up, and I will not get it, and I'm uncomfortable already going to this fucking thing. The only reason I really want to get it, because it's Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep are in it.
Right.
They're not going to be in the scene, but it's their movie.
Yeah. I bet nobody else has that motive.
Huh? No. Of course they don't. I just want to be in it because I would love to be like what just for my own personal.
No, I get it.
State.
I get it.
When I die, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm like, well, I was in that movie with Meryl Streep. That was pretty cool.
Right. Sure.
I said that one line in the movie that no one remembers. It was behind a deli counter in a bag of meat.
I've been looking to take acting lessons, not because I want to be an actor. I just wanted to try it, kind of like I wanted to try comedy when I did it. I just want to try acting.
Right.
I'm not saying I have any desires to be an actor or think I want to do anything with it, but I just want to take a class to see how I can do it on a small level. See if it gives me any enjoyment.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you were just saying how fucking dummy. How it's not easy to act. You say you got to say someone else's words, right? So when I was taking acting class, she's like, she gives me like I stopped taking it. One reason I had to do something the night of the class, but then I was just like the week before that night I took off, I wasn't doing well. I just felt like I just couldn't get my brain around doing it anymore. Right. I just wasn't good, I felt. Yeah. Right? And I just hated failing every night. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to take a break from it. But she was giving me monologues. So we were doing monologues. That's what everybody was doing, monologues, on-camera monologues. And there was this monologue. She's like, go find one that you like. So I found one. We found a few. And like one was like a guy complaining about his boss. But I did it like the script. And she was like, now do it in your own words. And I did it in my own words. She's like, that's what you got to do. I'm like, well, obviously I can talk my own words easily. Right. Oh, you want to sound like angry? Fuck you, motherfucker. Of course. I just did it. Okay? Yeah. Oh, but the script says, screw you, dude. That's what the script says, so I got to go with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mike Gaffney would say, fuck you, motherfucker. But this guy I'm playing would say, screw you, dude. So I have to learn how to say it in his way.
Yeah.
So I realized, so I was doing, she gave me a big monologue, and she wanted me to do it like in this Vince Vaughn type of character. And I think I read it on the podcast. So I kept doing it, and I'm like, every time I did it, she was like, no. And then I went on this rant. I got angry about something. She's like, that's what I want, like that in the monologue. I'm like, I don't know how to do it then.
Right.
Obviously, I'm having a hard time making these words my words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just like stand-up.
It's I feel like I'm out of my element, but I also like I've taken like 6 weeks off of it. I think maybe I'm going to email her and say, hey, you think I can come back?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just I want to come back for another 4 weeks just to dip my head back in.
That's cool. Hey, yo, real quick, I have two things I want to talk about. in the last half hour of the podcast because I don't want to go for 2 hours. Though. Like, I can't act like I don't have to pee anymore. Yeah, so
I'm watching you.
I'm dancing.
Gotta pee too, but
all right, so let's pause it and then we'll come back.
All right.
And we're back.
Jeez. To you guys, it was a second and a half.
Did you have problems?
Oh, my God.
I just wanted to go pee and come back, but
I
Mike had problems, so I had time to go out and get a coffee and come back.
Yeah, I had to pee, and then all of a sudden I got hit with the stomach. I was just like right there. I was like, okay, I better sit down for this one. And then I've been sitting for 20 fucking minutes.
What are you going to do? It is what it is.
All right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, guys.
Yeah.
So you wanted to talk about two things.
Well, two things that came up on my in the universe, Facebook universe this week. One, I saw you reshare a post by comedian Steve Byrne about how we're losing the comedy specials losing its importance.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of the things I want to talk about too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I read it.
Right.
And I did agree with a lot of some of what he said. But then
right.
I also agree with somebody who commented on what he said when he's like, what was it, 13 years ago? It's like this industry never gives us any opportunity to be seen out there by the public, and now it's like they're giving it to everybody. They're like, they're giving out too much opportunity.
Yeah.
It's like comics can't be happy. It's like you wanted this, but like back in the day when it was prestigious and they only gave it to like 3 guys, people were like, "This fucked up. How are we supposed to ever get out there if nobody puts us out there?" And then they're like, now they found a way through the internet to do that on the cheap. Because back then it was tough to put everybody out there because there's only so many time slots.
Right.
And now comics are like, this is all horse shit. How are we supposed to be seen if everybody's got one? It's no, now the playing field is leveled.
Right.
Anyone can see you, so now you really have to be good.
Exactly.
You have to be as good as you think you are.
Right.
But that's not even the case, I don't think, either, because you can just reach your individual fan base.
Yeah.
Like, people can find you. Like, why do you have to be Eddie Murphy to get a special? Why do you have to be Chris Rock to get a special for people to validate your special?
Well, you're right, but I think we were just talking about this last night. We were talking because I was talking to Troy about it. With the ability to make your own special, right? Back in the day, even like let's go 8 years ago, someone came to you and said, "I want your product. I want your hour."
Right.
And you're like, "This is an idea I have. I want to shoot it where I'm coming up from a cab," and they're like, "Nah, we don't want that out. We don't want that. No, stop. We just want your hour. We think you're great. Like, we don't want your fucking. You're not making a Scorsese movie. What you think you're going to do with this special? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, with all the ability, you can shoot it any way. Like, so I'm not like Maria Bamford can do these weird kind of specials, and everybody can do their weird. Maria has a fan base that is expecting that, but you can do like I'm going to do one where I'm in the back of a cab and then I get out and I can like all this kind of stuff. It's like. Yeah, because you're shooting it yourself, you put it out there, and it just isn't that good. It's not that good.
To certain people.
Yeah. So
to her fans, it's great.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't have, like, if I dump out 500-hour specials and to people who never heard of anybody, 3 of them are shit. You think I'm watching the other 497 to find out if I can find a good comedian in this batch? No, it's going to be people who already know me. But how many people know me already? So if you're like a Steve Byrne, let's just say, Steve Byrne has a huge fan base, right? So he could put out a good product for a fan base that is expecting it. Joe Coy has a big fan base. So he can put out an hour, and his fan base wants to see it.
Right.
So he doesn't have to wait for an industry to offer him an HBO special. He'll do it himself. Guys like me who don't have a fan base, and I make a CD or I make a special, an hour special, and put it out there. Unless you're fans of mine, you're not going to find. You're going to go through. You're going to weed through 700 shitty.
Well, it's
the
same thing with CDs. Comics put out CDs all the time.
100%. It's the same exact noise. It's the same.
I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing, but I think it's a bad thing too. Just because we even said it, me and you were talking. Chappelle had 2 specials. CK had a special. Norton had one come out. All these guys had one, and like for 2 days it was like, oh, they're special, and then they're gone.
Right.
Like, and these are great specials that are no longer. We're not even talking about them. We're talking about, what's his name, Minaj, his special. And I didn't see it, but that's what they're talking about now. Like, what about CK's special? That was probably the best so far this year.
Yeah, but the thing is about the specials, even though they live on in perpetuity, not like fucking like old HBO specials where you saw them that time and then that was it. I mean, they rarely came out on DVD. HBO didn't put out DVDs until
Judge just hit a home run.
Oh, nice.
Aaron Judge just hit a home run. Solo, whatever.
But HBO didn't put out DVDs till like The Sopranos was like a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You weren't getting Chris Rock's Bring the Pain back when that shit came out. But
what made it fucking awesome is because you see, it's going to be on tonight. It's going to be on next week. Oh, it's only on for they're going to run it on HBO for a month. I'm going to catch it on their demand for a month.
Yeah, well, that was a different time, though. I think, right. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, yes, like but you don't nowadays everything is, okay, this was good today, and then the next thing. And then there's a sea of things.
You have to move with the times. I'm saying you don't think Chappelle got, even like back in the Comedy Central half hours when it was really special, like when you're like, like when the young comedians, all these little half hour, HBO's half hour comedy hour, all those specials, you don't think those specials got people fans from seeing that special?
Oh, they did.
Right. So now we are different now. Now you can go get your own fans, but the fact that you're reaching a broader audience off your special probably is not going to happen anymore. I don't think
people should stop putting, like, I think, like a person like you. All right, you had your CD, you had your hour, you put together. Now, I know you're not happy with whatever, but let's put that aside.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to hold off from putting that out until the industry tells you, like, you're supposed to just, all right, I finished this hour, I'm kind of done with it. I don't want to do it no more. Well, until an industry puts it out for me, I'm just going to have to abandon it and never put it out unless they give me the permission. When you have the ability today to put it out there and maybe someone will find it, I find it to be lunacy. See, back then you had no option.
No, I get it.
It cost $400,000 to make
and that's
one.
what made it special because someone thought enough to say, hey, man, this guy has something that we want that the public can see. They came to Joe and said, hey, what's your idea? This is my idea for my hour special. Like, we like it.
Right. So you think it's better for comics to live in obscurity and not put out their material?
No, you could. I'm saying is a side effect to that is you're just white noise and no one's going to find you anyhow. So you can put your special out.
Right, but at least with something out there, there's an option. When you don't, there's zero option.
The option is not much more than zero, is what I'm saying. You're not going to get much more return on your investment. And you're just doing it because you want to have an hour. So, like, it isn't like it was. You can't, like, unfortunately, you can't. It's all right. And I don't mean any disrespect to the show because I still love the show. Access Gotham Live.
Right. I heard it got canceled.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard.
The first 3 seasons, first 2-3 seasons, I would say first 2 seasons were like special. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying they were special. Like, oh, man, that's a good show you're on. That's a really cool show. They're doing it live. Boom, boom, boom. And then they just started. The talent wasn't amazing. I'm not saying I was amazing. I'm just saying the talent started to become less and less. The show started to lose a little bit of importance, right? So when you start telling people, oh, I was on Gotham Live, it started to, like, have less of a impact in the game. So you can drop a special and like, for instance, you talk to guys, I have an album. All right, who put it out? Nobody. Okay, you put it out yourself. That's cool. You have an album. It's your work. You put it out yourself. But it falls into obscurity. It just does. It falls into so what? Like, oh, you filmed your own hour. No one paid you to do it, and you're trying to sell it. So a website picked it up and is going to throw it up on their website. It's your hour, and people can see it. But what does it mean? No one in the industry even gives a fuck.
It baffles me, though. It baffles me that, like, creative people forever want a control of their product, and they finally earn an hour where they can, and they want to give it to the industry to make less money still.
No, but you can control your product. But I think
no, because when you sign with somebody, you don't control your product no more unless you.
No, I know. I'm saying back in the day, you wanted opportunity, but the downside to this much opportunity is you are getting nothing from it. So there's your downside to it. So yeah, you have,
but not necessarily. Only because see, that's the thing. I think they're short-sighted. I think it's such a short-sighted thing.
Out there. There's guys who are doing the hours. They put them out there without the industry. They've done things. They are seeing no return on investment. They're seeing, oh, wait, Netflix has 700 comedy specials on there. Who's finding it? Oh, your fans. The people who already saw me on my friends on Facebook are seeing it?
No,
cool.
But you put out a body of, like, do you ever hear? What were you going to say?
The body of work. I get all of
for people to go find you when you do, because like you'll have this body of work out there. Like, do you ever go find a band? Who is this? And then you go listen to their previous 3 albums.
Yes.
That you never heard of, that the industry put out there, but you never heard of it.
Not for nothing.
What?
As you're a comic and you bust your ass for 15 years, you develop a good hour and 20 minutes of great material, and you put it out on something. You're going to have another few years before you have an hour where people. When are you making it big to where they're going to go looking for your body of work? Where are you making it?
That's what I'm saying. I think the comics now are short-sighted. They don't realize the long-term game of comedy now. Back in 20 years ago, we didn't have as many comics in their 40s as we do now. You know what I mean?
Well,
that's what I'm saying. But that's why the comedy's better now. People are stuck in it longer. You know what I mean? And people.
It is good, and it's better, and there's good things to being able to produce your own hour. It is an awesome opportunity. We don't need someone to go, hey, we want your hour. On the downside everyone can do it.
I'm not talking about self-producing hour. I'm talking about Steve Byrne talking about the industry putting out too many hours. I'm not even talking about personal. He was complaining about the industry putting out too many hours.
He was talking about the opportunities out there that the industry, like not industry as in comedy industry, as in television and online industry, is giving us all opportunities to give content. But there's so much content because anyone can submit the content. That's what he's talking about. Anyone can submit it.
No, he was talking about the industry putting out too much. No, he was referencing Netflix. He was referencing Netflix.
He's referencing Netflix putting out specials, but he's also referencing how the fact that you could just do an hour and give it to them. Like me and you could film an hour, and maybe they'll take it. Maybe they won't.
Yeah, but they don't know more. They don't know more.
He mentioned CISO. He mentioned Amazon. He mentioned all these places that you could put an hour up. And what is that doing?
I just think it's short-sighted on comedians to feel that way. It's like you've gotten the control, and then because the industry's not giving it to you anyway, so you'd rather just sit there and not do it?
No. I'm saying, again, Joe, I think you should do it, but know that it's going to probably have very little impact.
Of course it will. I mean, listen, Russell Peters had a special, right? Before Russell Peters was famous.
Right.
A stranger chopped up Russell Peters' special.
Right.
That was like 3 years old.
Right.
Onto YouTube. And then it got reshared.
Right,
Reshared clips from his special. And then he became famous from his YouTube.
Right.
Not even from his YouTube, from somebody else's YouTube that liked the special from 3 years prior that nobody heard of because he was in Canada. And he did come to the U.S., and he lived in New Jersey in an apartment with Woodbridge with Patrice O'Neill and couldn't get spots in Manhattan.
Right.
He couldn't get paid spots in Manhattan. The guy is a global sensation.
Right.
I'm just saying, if people like your work, but if people can't see your work.
Joe, and your misunderstanding is, yes, do it, but because there's so much out there, your special isn't as special, and your hour isn't going to have as much impact as it used to have on your career. You're not
not on your career, yeah. Listen, the only way is if people start watching
saying, like, it's not going to get you work. Like, it's different. You do Fallon today, you wake up tomorrow, there's not 100 phone calls going, I want to book you. That's the difference.
Right, but you still should do it.
Absolutely. But his point is that the with all the content out there, your return on investment is minimal, and that's the point of it. The reason why you got on Johnny Carson was because you knew now your calendar was going to get filled. You get on Fallon, your calendar's not going to get filled. You just now can tell someone,
I feel
hey,
like I feel like it's an old person's way of looking at things, just like the old people didn't look at the way the new people were doing things with MySpace. You know what I mean?
But you got to do it, but it's not going to get you. It's not like
still the industry's always going to. It's still like entertainment. You're still going to get a few people to push through, no matter what era you're in.
It's like he was talking about, like with fucking Dane Cook. Dane Cook killed that MySpace angle, right?
Yeah,
killed it.
Right,
blew his career up because of it. And then other people like, I'm going to do it too, and no, you're not. So, but you can try and do it and do whatever you can to put out content. Of course, you got to do that. That's what you got to do anyhow. You got to do that anyhow, just because that's what we do as entertainers. You put out content, and the way you put out content now is online. That's the way it is. It used to be back in the clubs, but now it's not that anymore. It's something different. So you put out content, but all the people who put out the content and did the Netflix specials, it isn't going to continue to get you. It's not. It's going to get less special, and that's the whole point of that whole thing, was things are getting less special because there's so much of it. So yeah, you're going to put yours out because you feel good about yours, and people who like Joe Fernandez are going to find Joe Fernandez, and some dude that doesn't even know you might find you and love you and do whatever he can with your material. Of course, so you got to put the content out there, but also know that it isn't as special anymore.
Right, there's got to be a new type of special. You got to find a new type of special. But that's what I'm saying. It came off to me more of as like
a be self-produced.
It came off more of like, oh, I wish it was the way things used to be. Like you always hear older people say when you were younger coming up.
I didn't see it like that. I just saw him saying. He even said, "I think we're in a boom right now of comedy. I think we're in a comedy boom again, but it's a different thing. It's just a different thing. Like our special." And he probably is speaking off of experience because he just did an hour Showtime and it probably got no traction. And I'm not saying that's what inspired the writing of that post, but he has 3 hours out, 3 or 4 hours out. In the last hour, maybe it fell flat because it went into the abyss of comedy specials,
right?
That were back when they were. Something like, oh, tonight, you know who's coming on tonight?
See, I think people expect too much from the comedy special. Like, the comedy special is supposed to be the end of your act. Like, you've been working this act on the road, and here's the end product for people that may have not seen you, and then you go work on your new act. It's like the end result. Right. Some people look in the comedy specials to be the beginning result of getting new things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, it's the end product. Be, though,
too.
What?
But
that's like Steven Spielberg putting out a movie so you go see his next movie. It's like, no, this is the product that I've been working on. I want you to see this movie. You know what I mean?
Right, but that's I think they're two different things because comics are trying to get work.
Right, but if you're a guy that could do an hour, you're getting work. Ain't no comic that ain't getting work formulating hours.
Yeah, but you're wrong on that because if you get 10 guys all throwing out, I mean hundreds of guys throwing hours out there, how much work do you think is out there?
Well, there's no work out there. I mean, what are you talking about?
No, I know, but I'm saying if the fucking market is flooded with guys that do hours, and everybody's gonna book, because you can do an hour, you put a special out so you can do an hour, but your hour special is kind of lame, and it's not even a great special. A guy like Steve Byrne, I mean, he's got 3 or 4 hours out. He's gonna keep his calendar full, but it's not like it used to be, and that's his whole point. Like it just used to be different. When you did something and released something, you got to. It just seemed like you got more from it, and now you're just doing it and throwing it out there with Joe Schmo, who produced his own hour and put his hour out on Netflix too.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a different. Like if you produced an hour, I'm not saying it wouldn't be good material and it wouldn't be a good hour, and you released it the same day Louis C.K. released his new hour. Your hour's going to go somewhere.
Oh, of course, because of the fame aspect. It goes back to the same thing as when the alternative scene came up. And I'm not talking alternative weird comedy. I'm talking Mark Maron, Louis C.K., the guys were Janine Garofalo. They weren't club comedians. The big clubs in the city weren't booking them, so they made their own venues. People were like, they suck. Right. Even Mark Maron said that SNL guy, Lorne Michaels, like, anything you guys are doing downtown doesn't mean shit. And then, so they could have been like, yeah, he's right. we should just really go wait in line at the industry club. Why are we going to formulate our act here? Nobody pays attention. And then it exploded into a scene, and people came out of that. Yes, was everybody in that scene good? No, but a few got picked out of it. You only know them as names now, but back then they weren't.
You keep going back to like no one's going to do it since it's not. No, we're all going to continue to do it, but you need to change your expectations because it's not special anymore. Just because you can make an hour, it's special to you because it's your material and you feel good about it and you want to show people what you worked on. But me personally, when I release an hour, I need that to get me work. I don't need it to be like, look what I did, guys. I'm good now. I need to work off that. Any opportunity that I get, I need that to open more doors of opportunity. That's the point of the opportunity for me.
Yeah, well, that's not like an artist mindset, though. That's like painters don't paint to get more work painting. They paint because they paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? Like you don't.
My artists,
like writers, don't write to write more books. They write to write that book. You know what I mean?
I'm doing jokes, and I'm going to produce an hour. I want to put my hour out there. I'm proud of my hour. I want people to see my hour. I want people to like what I did. But I am also hoping that hour gets me work.
But I think, especially a guy like you who needs to be visually seen to be appreciated.
I'm not going to not do an hour.
And you should do a video hour because the industry's not pumping them out to 40 and 50-year-olds. What?
But I'm trying to say is I'm going to. Everyone's going to continue to do it. It's just that it changed. Oh, I want to get on Johnny Carson. I want to get on the Tonight Show. I want to get on Fallon. Those things have lessened its importance. I was hanging out with Sean Donnelly, right? We were talking, and Sean's been on every talking head, every little show like that. He's been on them all, right?
Yeah.
I think he was on Colbert. I'm not sure. No, he was on Letterman before Letterman left.
Yeah.
And then he did Conan, right? So he's done those. He's done Midnight 5 or 6 times. He does all the talking VH1 shows and the True TV shows. He does all of that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And we were talking, and like the truth is that fans, like nerd fans, like that they saw you on that, but in general, it's just nothing. It does nothing in the end. So you used to get Carson because it was like, oh my God, I got on Carson. Like comics who got on Carson back in the 80s weren't like, I'm an artist and I want to show my 3 minutes of art on, and I hope that's good enough for me, and I'll retire and go back to work at at Walmart. No, they were like, I'm going to display my 3.5 minutes of comedy to the fucking 23 million people who are watching Carson tonight, right? So I can get fans.
Yeah. I don't know. I subscribe more to the Patton Oswalt write-up that he did years ago about how we're in the best generation for artists.
No, I know, and I still think that too, because you have control of your content. That's not the point. But the point is, just because you have control and just because you're putting it out there doesn't mean people see it. It doesn't mean anything. So just do it because you want to do it. And that's why everyone's doing it. I think Steve's article was more about how it's different and how the impact is different now. And it was special to do comedy on television, and it's not that special anymore.
I mean, look at the industry. I mean, like Mark Norman got a 1 hour. He did a great 1 hour special. It was great.
Right.
They wouldn't give it to him unless Amy Schumer put her name on it, unless she produced it. So right off the bat, without that, you weren't going to get this great hour.
Right.
And then they put it on at midnight on a Friday.
Yeah.
And not even midnight. They put it on like after midnight, so your DVR will, not tape it fully. If you don't set it up properly. You know what I mean? It's just like with a guy like that.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
But they put it on midnight. I mean, I know it sucks, the timing, but I'm sure Mark Norman got new fans because of it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that if you didn't produce your own and release your own and do all your own hype, but who is your voice reaching? Isn't it already reaching people who like you? Now, yes, they now have something to share about you and they have something to show people. I'm not saying it doesn't catch on, and you got to do it because you want to do it. I want to do my hour because I'm fucking proud of my material and I want to do it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing my hour because I want to do it. But I'm also hoping that my hour gets me some return.
Well, then buy your subscription, and unless the industry puts it out, you're not going to get any return. So you shouldn't do your hour.
No, that's not why. You don't do it. You do it because you have to do it. But you have to know that might not get you shit.
Oh, I know it's not going to get me shit.
That's it. That's the difference. Back in the day when you did do specials and you got an hour Comedy Central or you got an hour HBO, it did help you.
Yeah.
It did help you. It was special. And now they're not so special anymore.
Right. Well, you were already famous when you got it.
Yeah, which is
you
true,
never saw a non-famous guy on HBO.
No, not HBO, but Comedy Central you did. Comedy Central.
Half hours, premium blends and half hours used to start introducing you to the public.
Right, and then like back even in the 90s, like Evening at the Improv and Stand-Up Spotlight, those little 5-minute sets, like, wow, that guy's funny as fuck. I want to see more of him.
Right.
So those are different times. We're not in those times anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But with so much content, like if I'm on a showcase with 20 other comics doing 4 minutes and some guy caught me on YouTube, I mean, he sees my 4 minute in the mixture of 27 other people he's watching. Does he remember me enough to want to? No, you really definitely got to stand out because there's so much out there. You got to stand out. But I think it all becomes white noise. I bet you right now, if we went on YouTube and put Tinder jokes, 8,000 videos would come up from comics.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like how special do you got to be?
I think what's more of a problem in comedy than the specials is the shitty comedy shows put on. Because I think people get burned from a live comedy show. They're like, I'm just going to pay for famous people now. I'm not going out for these shitty comedy shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do worse for the industry than specials.
Absolutely.
Because at least I feel like a special, I got to believe if you're a person that's like got the wherewithal to do a multi-camera shoot and the balls to be able to support you through that, you've probably worked out your hour. Maybe not everybody likes your comedy. You know how many comedians specials I've watched on TV? I'm like, I just can't watch this.
Right.
But these motherfuckers sell out clubs all over the place. So somebody's loving these motherfuckers.
Well, it's like Patton Oswalt and all of them did it before it was even cool to do it. When they went the Comedians of Comedy tour, they went out and got their own fan base. They went and got that fan base. They went and filled fucking venues with their fan base, and they went back and got their fan base again. That was a direct attack on their fan base. They went to go get their guys.
Yeah. That
was before you had the internet, before all these, websites that you can post your videos. I'm going to do an hour. Steve Byrne will do another hour. Every single person who will do another hour. You're going to do it because this is what we do.
I think people won't be famous no more with comedy because not for the proliferation of specials, but because there's so much comedy. You know what I mean? I think there's no more. Like, you have to be such an original, like a Maria Bamford, so different to even stand out in the crowd. If you're just an average comedian, like Steve Burns, not even Asian enough to be an Asian comedian. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you have to have a thing.
Comedy.
You have to have a thing. Like this new guy, I haven't seen his special yet. Talking about that Indian guy's special.
Yeah.
And how amazing, everyone's telling me how amazing it is. And then I heard one person go, "Can we stop calling these one-man shows specials?" So already someone's critiquing his as more of a one-man show.
That's kind of what inspired my talk about comics always having something negative to say about how people are performing. Who cares, man? Just do your thing. Figure out how you want to reach your audience and do that.
Right. Well, that's my plan. I'm just,
But what the fuck were you just saying? You were saying something
about
just now. What were you just talking about? Before the guy you were talking about, the Indian guy special.
Having to have your thing. You know what I mean? Not everybody's comedy special is great.
Right.
You know what I mean? We only thought, like, these comedy specials were great because these were famous comedians working. You know what I mean? We saw great comedians.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now we're being introduced to a lot more comedians. And you're always going to measure these new comedians off of how you already feel about comedy or comedians. And if you're a comedian watching it, it's so hard to take you seriously what you think because you already have your own dumb opinions on how people should do comedy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
But you know what you were saying is it's to stand out. Like to stand out, there's too much comedy. Not only too much comedy by professionals who get paid to do comedy. There's comedy. There's just millions of people just having their video camera out, doing goofy shit on their own and posting it. The fucking internet is flooded with people who think they're hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean,
there are people that are pretty hilarious that aren't even comedians.
No, I'm not saying that there aren't those people too. I'm just saying there's so much out there from people just doing jokes and videos who aren't even comedians who just want to be funny.
Yeah.
Who think they're funny. Some just think they're funny. Some are funny. See what I mean? There's so much content out there. Like I said, you can Google Tinder and you'll fucking find 8,000 jokes. Probably half from non-comedians, just people.
Yeah.
People shooting a video of their friend doing a stupid scene. Boxing. It's just two guys who are not comics, who are not actors, who are not improv people. There's dudes that work in an office together and did a goofy video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they think they're funny and they're going to make their friends laugh. Then it gets out there and it's in the middle. It's in the mix. You Google boxing video, you're going to get 700 goofy videos of boxing and 9 UFC fights. You're like, fuck, it's the UFC, not these retards.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just so much access. It's so much access is that it's like, yeah, you got to be. I mean, normal, regular people are taking on topics like marriage, children, dating. You know what I mean? Just regular people clicking on their phones and going, I was on a date last night, and they're doing some shit and rant and like, it's just.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a
I liked what he said. I just basically didn't agree with it totally.
Right.
You know what I mean? I found it to be, and when I looked at like who commented and who liked it, it wasn't like an abundance of like comedians backing them up. You know what I mean?
I didn't see that. Yeah.
Some of the comments were even some regular people like, oh, I think it's great that people have more like the way I.
Regular people, I don't want to. I mean, they don't understand it. I'm glad they have an opinion. That's cool, but their opinion, unless you're doing it on a daily basis, unless you've done what Steve's done, what all these other guys have done, unless you've done that, it's hard to know what it feels like to put an hour out when it got some response and then put another hour out and feel like it just fell into an abyss. That's probably what inspired that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not faulting him for saying it. I'm just saying.
No, but I'm saying that's probably what inspired the writing was the fact that he just released an hour on Showtime, and it meant nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know if that's what I'm just saying. That maybe there's where it came from. It just fell into the abyss, and like what the fuck?
Even when Sebastian put out his original Showtime, it was on the same stage as a bunch of other ones. They must have filmed them all in that same theater in like the same week.
Yeah.
And his popped.
Right.
And nobody else's did.
Nope. His popped, his reached.
And not a lot of people have Showtime.
No.
It's not like HBO, and definitely not like Netflix.
Right.
So chances are it really could have it could have been just a useless special shoot that he got some couple grand for and went into the abyss like the other ones.
Right.
But you still put it up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
But
when Epix puts out like nobody nobody goes out to subscribe to Epix.
Right.
But they were putting them out. You know what I mean? Like, Netflix, there's a ton of them, and one comes and then it's gone, and then one comes and it's gone, but one could pop.
Yeah, but then there was. You remember that time we were talking to Keith Robinson right before he was filming his special Back of the Bus? Yeah. Remember that? And I was like, who are you going to see? He goes like, we want Comedy Central is who he wanted to buy. He's like, but then there was like that, I mentioned that channel, forget the name of the channel. And he was like, I'm not going on that channel.
Right.
He's like, I'm going to burn an hour of material on a channel and it's just nobody's ever going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that. Like you burn an hour of material, you throw it on CISO. And how many viewers you get on your hour? 17.
Right.
Fuck. My hour's gone.
Yeah.
And again, that's why I always say film it and I'll have it in my library. It'll be my thing, something I accomplished, and I could sell it at shows if no one fucking watches it on.
Yeah, and you can throw it up on Amazon and
Yeah.
and get paid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when somebody Googles Mike Gaffney, it'll come up.
Right.
And they'll
Right.
watch it.
Yeah. So I'm not contemplating not doing a special.
Yeah. No, they'll never be as special as they used to be because there's more of them. But I subscribe to it. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because I do think the nobody comic has more of a shot than they used to because you used to not be out there. So there was zero chance.
Yeah, right.
So
No,
even
absolutely.
your 5% chance or 1% chance is a chance. And you literally have control of sponsoring promotions to get it out there.
Right. No,
literally.
absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
back then you're like, I can't rent a billboard for $40,000.
Right.
I can't buy an ad in the Variety paper to tell people who I am.
Right.
Which is what the industry did. Like, you do have the control.
Right.
You know, it's just like, it's almost like the industry part is in your hands a little bit. It's like, all right, if you think the investment in promoting your stuff is out there, then put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you think your shit's good and the people will want to hear it, sponsor a post, sponsor some ads, pay a publicist, get you on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Put you out there. You probably could do it if your shit's good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
And not for nothing, you know. I mean, especially a guy that puts out 3-4 hours. I mean, if you go look at Carlin's body of work, Chris rocks. Not all his hours are great,
right?
By any means. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'd venture to say 2 of them probably suck balls.
Right.
No, I'm saying though, like if you,
I'm not a fan of the one that was like three locations. I'm not a fan of that one.
Like when I say suck balls, I was exaggerating, but like
no, I know, yeah.
For Chris Rock standard, there's a couple George Carlin albums I can't even listen to, and I love George Carlin.
Yeah,
like, there's a couple of his albums that I can listen to over and over and over again.
Right.
But there's a few where I'm like, ugh, turn that off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that was my thought on that. And I went
What's the other thing?
Went so long with that, I don't even feel like getting into other things. We're at 2 hours already.
Let's get into the thing.
Yeah,
God
but it's
almighty.
too long, man. I don't think people like the longer episodes. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
No, okay, we could probably do it quick.
Yeah, because we're only really, I know the thing says 2:20, but we're only at what?
No,
recording.
we're at 2, exactly, on the recording.
Okay.
No, it was the whole, there was like, I didn't even see it that much until someone pointed it out to me because I don't think I'm as friends with as many comedians as like you and Ritu and like Ken and stuff. Like I think you guys have more comedian friends on Facebook that you're more in that like New York open micer.
I got you. Yeah.
Territory.
Right. Yeah.
Because there was the whole GoFundMe issue. I don't have to name.
Hey, you're breaking up, man.
Okay. See, that's the universe telling us not to do it.
Okay.
I'm breaking up?
Now you're not, but you were.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, you. Go ahead.
I'm breaking up?
You know what it is? Like you freeze, and then you're like, blah, 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 so you catch up to me. I don't know if that's recording like that, but you freeze, and then you're like, blah, blah, blah.
No, it's not recording like that.
Okay.
Anyway. There was a comedian, I don't want to name her, but she put out a GoFundMe because she has depression and whatever. She needs money. She can't work. Whatever.
Right.
And people took umbrage to that, and I just hated the whole pile on for the. Like, I understand people scam GoFundMe money. It irks me when I see a comedian say, "I want to GoFundMe to go to a comedy festival. I want to GoFundMe to make my movie. GoFundMe to make my comedy special."
Right.
This girl says she has the anxiety, depression that's debilitating or whatever. Like, if you don't believe her, then just move on and don't donate money. Right. But I got very sick of watching this pile on of this poor comedian.
Yeah, I know.
Asking for it made me nauseous.
No,
I don't know how you felt about it. It just made me nauseous.
I didn't read any. I wouldn't read any of the posts because I didn't want to even mentally support this bashing of this poor girl. Look, I don't know her. I mean, I know I met her once or twice, but whether she has severe depression or not, Like, what if she does have severe depression and she's having a hard time and she put herself out there like that, and then you to bash her for putting herself out there? That's a little fucked up, since she's already feeling shitty about herself. But let's say you don't believe her. Say you think she's full of shit. You know, you sit around with your other comic friends and be like, yo, that girl's full of shit.
Right.
And that's it. Why you got to go on a public rant about her and tell us how you do things? Let me just tell you something. There's another thing that was part of that comedian rant thing I was going on before. None of you are doing it. None of you are living comedy. You fucking work in some fucking cubicle all day long. Most of these guys, most of those comics have a full-time job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They do, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but most of them are not struggling comedians.
Right.
So to have an opinion, I think you should fuck off. But, you know, I do understand, I do support the fact of thinking, well, I have a full-time job because I know I need to pay my bills and I can't not be out of work, so I gotta figure this out. I can't ask for money for a GoFundMe. I gotta work my ass off so I can do comedy. I get that. I respect that angle as well.
Right.
So I get that. However, either angle, why don't you just shut the fuck up and let people be people and stop bashing someone on social media? It makes you look bad. I don't care what you think you look like. If you have 100 supporters going, that's bullshit, you all look bad.
Mm-hmm.
You look bad.
It made me nauseous, man. It really did.
Yeah, man. I felt bad for the girl because if she is really struggling with depression, this didn't help.
Well, because, you know, I always hear, I think it's more like the New York scene, because I'm more of a Jersey Road guy, but they're like, fucking comics are fucking pieces of shit. They're like these grimy people. They're just like all this negative connotation about how
I hear
comedians
that more from Jersey comic, not you, but like the Jersey piece of shit talking crap about comics being bad people. I don't have that experience at all.
No, but I feel like I saw it with this.
Yes.
I never experienced it. I've met them, but not every comedian I've met. I don't know. I don't have comedians be fucked up to me. I've met nice comedians my whole career. Very supportive. You know what I mean? Especially
once again, with all the opportunities out there, with all the open mics and all the bars that do shows and everybody who thinks they're really, really in the comedy world and they're really, really not.
Right.
There's a lot of shitbags out there. And those are the ones who feel the need to fucking spew.
Right.
Most good people don't feel the need to spew. Most good comics who are grinders, maybe who struggled with depression, struggled with work, struggled with making ends meet, they know their place. Like, you know what, man, I've struggled with that shit before. Would I resort to getting a GoFundMe? No.
Yeah.
But I understand the struggle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How do you not understand the struggle?
No, I know I did the GoFundMe for my wife when she had cancer, and it was very tough to hit post on that post.
Right.
That these people set up for us to ask people for money.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you didn't set it up. You didn't go, hey, honey, you needed it. You needed the help. You knew you were going to need the help, but you didn't say, hey, honey, you want to post something and try to get cash from everybody around us? It's not what you did. Someone said, hey, I got something that worked for me and my family. I'm going to try it for you.
Yeah. See, I know this girl a little bit, you know, just from working.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, and me and you grew up in a time, you know, we did a lot of drugs around schmarmy people. We know street attitude and schmarmy people trying to scam. Yes. We know scammers.
Right.
I just don't believe she's that type of person.
Right. She's not. And
I just really don't.
Did the people, I mean, I only read like briefly something and then I moved on. But were people accusing her of lying and being a hustler?
Yeah, being lazy. Like, go get a job. We all have anxiety and depression. Go get a job. We're all doing jobs to supplement
that was just negative people who wanted to voice a negative opinion about someone. That wasn't people with experience, because people with true experience with depression wouldn't come out on a harsh angle.
Or private messenger.
Exactly.
It was the public calling out of somebody.
Right.
It's like, even if I don't like you personally, like I wouldn't fucking put you on blast and tag you. I'll call you or say, yeah, you're being fucked up.
Right. But and even her post, like I saw her original post, I really hate. It seemed to me genuine, authentic, in that she seemed like she didn't even want to post this. Like, I really feel bad right now. I know you guys are going to say something, but I need help.
Yeah.
And I understand being in that position. I get it. I think the people I think most people who have shitty opinions don't have experience. If they just want to fucking spew their fucking opinions and they know it'll be popular with a bunch of other negative people. So they're going to get that little, like, you know, camaraderie. We can all huddle up together and talk negative about that person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, now you can bond over that.
Yeah.
Good. Bond over that in the back of fucking, you know, the lantern. Go ahead, bond.
Yeah.
Bond away. You know what I'm saying? Like we see you, and yeah, you're not a good person to me. If you can do that publicly, you can have an opinion about her and say, "Yo, what a bullshit." It's like me having opinions about people who do comedy classes or bringer shows. I can have an opinion about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some people I feel are scammers and they're trying to take advantage of. And I see some people who do it who are legitimately good people who have a product to offer. So, but I can have a strong opinion about it, but I'm not going to spew it on Facebook and shit on them.
Yeah.
You're not standing up for anything. What do you think you're doing?
I'm glad I'm not involved in any people like that. It's like, it's gross.
Yeah, but look at all the names. Look at the names.
No, I know. That's why I'm like, I don't even know these people. But somebody said that, like, somebody of well respected in the alternative scene has called her out, and I'm like, who? Name them if they're that respected. And they want to call somebody out. What's it? Fucking Herm Edwards from the Jets? Put your name on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Put your name on it. You know, if you're so fucking vocal, put your name on it.
Yeah.
You know? Fucking get the fuck out of here. Who? You know what? I've seen so many GoFundMes that are for bullshit. I just go right past.
Yep.
Oh, help me with my comedy production company. If you donate, you'll. I'm gonna making films, web series, comedy specials. You'll get producer credit. I want to be like, are you out of your motherfucking mind? And I want to put, if anybody believes this, you're the biggest idiot.
Yes.
On the face of the planet. This motherfucker is a scam artist.
Yeah.
Oh, please help me go pay for a comedy festival I shouldn't have entered because I don't have the money to go.
Right. Absolutely.
Why do I have to invest in your comedy career?
You know what adults do if they don't have the money to go to Colorado? They don't go.
Right.
That's what happens.
You hope that your comedy festival will help you get money to return on your investment.
Dude, when just for instance, when Last Comic Standing, like 08, Danny Aiello got me a walk-on audition in Canada.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't have any money, and I got a phone call. I got you the audition. I was at work. I was at Home Depot working at the pro desk, and I was like, he got me a walk-on audition, which was pretty big, you know what I mean, to get a walk-on audition, not a cattle call, right, back in those days. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and my friend at work was like, oh, cool, you're going to go? I'm like, it's in Canada, man. I can't go. I don't have the money to go to Canada.
Right.
I said, I'm broke. I can't get up there. And he's like, you're going to Canada. I'm like, no. I'm not going to Canada because I don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? And about 2 hours later, an envelope comes back to the desk from the people at the store.
Yeah.
And it was like $280 in the envelope. They're like, yeah, the store put this money together. You're going to fucking audition. So I was like, I can't do that. So then James calls me. He's like, I just paid. No, Kenny Michaels. I just paid for you. I'm paying for your hotel room. You're going to fucking Canada.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going, and I wasn't telling people I wish I can go. I didn't say it all. They just heard me talking on. I was like, but I can't do it. And they fucking made it happen.
Of course, yeah. Just like Friends would do that if you had to go out to be on Last Comic Standing in L.A.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh, they're putting me on the show. I have no money for airfare. We'll all pitch in.
Yes, exactly.
But to go beg the public
But I'm not going to go.
But that's a real
all right,
opportunity.
I'm going to submit for a fucking festival in Texas, but I can't get to it. So I'm going to submit. I'm going to spend $30 to get in. And once I get in, I'm going to ask people to pay for my way. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You don't submit. What are you, fucking 12 years old? You want to do it? Too bad you want to do it. You don't get to do it.
Right. No. I invested in going to Laugh Fest, did my shows. I already got a booking that's paying for half of my investment. One booking from the production company I met out there.
If you didn't have the money,
I wouldn't go.
Yeah.
I don't go. Listen, there was a fest. My buddy wanted me. My buddy lives in Austin, and I was going to submit to this festival in Austin in September.
Right.
But I got the house I'm working on. I already did Laugh Fest. I'm like, I got no money to go.
Right.
So maybe next year.
Right.
That's this adult comedian had to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I get emails about comedy festivals all the time. I'm like, I'd love to submit, but
yeah, I won't be able to make it.
No. What are you going to do?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to submit if I can't afford to go.
Right. That's what adults do.
Yeah.
Adults look at it and say, I can't do that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt bad for her.
I did. Yeah,
it's just it's not even about her. It's just this whole thing about people shitting on people. I just hate it. I hate. You know what? I'm not even mad at the people that don't believe her. Right.
Right.
I'm not mad at that.
Absolutely.
I'm mad at the pile on people.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
Right.
You fucking pile on people because you fucking drama queens. Get the fuck out of here. Even if she is a liar, go fuck yourself. What do you even care? If you didn't donate, you should only be mad if you donated and you see her like not being depressed, like enjoying town. Hey. Yeah. Like, well, what happened? I just dropped $50 on you. You should be home cutting yourself or something.
Where your tears at?
Yeah, what? Well, you're having a better time than me. You're having a better time than me. I can't be having this. I want my money back. It's a horrible return on investment. I can't donate $25 to your depression, and you're happier than me. Get the fuck out of here. Right. Then you can send her at least a private message.
Listen, man, if you don't believe her, I don't think you need to stat at all. But if you see like, oh, wow, she's really taking it. Like, say you knew she's a hustler. Yeah. And she's taking advantage of everybody.
Yeah.
I don't even, maybe then, because you see, but obviously people believe her and want to help her. Who cares if you don't?
Right.
And it's the pile on. It is. It's the herd of these but it's the herd of useless people. It's like not like I'm sure everyone at the fucking Comedy Cellar, all those comics are probably like, oh, this did what? Oh, but they don't care. They're not going to say nothing about it.
Right.
There might be some like in that Comedy Cellar that I know personally be like, oh, that sucks, man, that she's feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's the nobodies. It's the nobodies dragging someone's name in the mud. Like, you're a bunch of nobodies. Collectively, you guys are nobody.
Right.
All 100 of you on this post are a group of nobodies.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, if we put let's just, like, in the game of comedy, let's put all 100 of your W-2s on the fucking table for comedy. Not even comics. The group of you don't even count as a comic. The group of you couldn't even fucking, like, file taxes as a comedian.
Right.
The fuck back to your open mic. Open up your shitty marble.
Well, they did say that a part of their thing. That way it's,
What?
Yeah, we're all doing nothing either. We find a way.
But do you find a way by... Yeah, I get that angle. Again, I understand feeling that way, but shut up.
Yeah. That's what I... Yeah.
Just fucking do it then. But that's the thing I was talking about, how people like negatively have to tell you how you're wrong. Why don't you just do well on your own?
Right.
Just do good.
Just do good.
What are you telling this person? You telling them to help them? Or you telling them to make yourself feel better about your process? Shut the fuck up and do your thing.
Yep.
Well, that's that.
And that's that. So, nice long episode. Got anything coming up this week, Mike?
I don't have anything coming up. I have you guys want to pray for me to get this audition tomorrow. And tomorrow night I'm at Greenwich Village Comedy Club, 9:45 show.
Nothing this weekend?
No. My career is over.
I don't know.
And
if you
then
were
next
Pocono
Tuesday I'm doing a
Palace
golf
or
thing.
something.
And then I'm at the following Saturday, the June 9th, I'm at the Cove Haven.
Okay. That's where your dreams go to die?
That's the second place where dreams go to die. It hasn't been that bad, though. That one wasn't as bad. I stay in the room. It's a weird bed. It's a round bed. I don't know if you saw my video I put up. Did you see that video? Like
you and all the mirrors.
Panels? This is how we do it. Yeah. That made me laugh. I kept doing it and doing it and doing it. I did so many videos. I only put up one, but I did so many. That's how I spend my time with mirrors on the wall and ceiling.
Nice.
Do videos.
Well,
what you got going on this weekend? Anything? Nothing?
I got Uncle Vinny's Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be opening up for Joey Vega.
Okay.
And Friday I'll be at the Comedy Shop in Mount Arlington.
Oh, that's right.
If people come.
I'm going to.
Okay.
It's you and Jackie Byrne?
And Eric Bronstein.
Oh, I like Eric.
Yeah, I never met him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he hosted for me up there.
Oh, okay. Cool. So that's that this week. See if I got anything next week. My June is going to be good. I have a lot in June.
Nice.
So
I have 2 gigs in June.
Yeah.
2.
I'll promote next week's shows next week to make sure people come out this week. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for downloading. Go to joefernandez.net to see all my dates. Go to MikeGaffneyLive.com to see his dates. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.